13 degrees, Mickey Gray. 13. We are huddled up here like Eskimos, and there goes that foghorn. Wow. You told me about it, Mickey Gray. I was aware of it. But look, it's becoming a unique experience. I've been here, you've been here 5-6 years ago. This wasn't a nice place to come and watch football. It is now. They've built this young team that are desperate, working hard for each other, and they're on a really good trajectory now.
100%, Mark. I think people are very quick to forget the torrid times that Sunderland had to go through. And let's not forget, down into League One, and it took them 2 or 3 seasons to bounce back up into the Championship, and it's been a slow process. I think the club's now a recruitment club that give younger players the opportunity. And why not? You know, if you're young enough, you're old enough, and you're good enough. And those players that are going out there, I mean, we're enjoying everything that we're seeing this season in the Sunderland shirt, without a shadow of a doubt. And Reggie LeBreeze brought this energy back to the football club. You see the supporters, they're starting to come back to the Stadium of Light in their droves like they always do. And if you get out there and you work your socks off, they'll get behind you 100%. And I think that's what they've needed throughout this season. And I thought they might have tailed off. They haven't. They're still on the coattails of the top 3 in the Championship, and that's just down to the way they performed every single week.
We are in January, silly season. It'll be keeping Alex Crook and the team busy regards who's going where. Sunderland have got several high-profile youngsters they'll be desperate to keep hold of.
Yeah, I mean, Anthony Patterson, Joe Bellingham, Chris Rigg, who's obviously not involved today. He's picked up a little bit of an injury, but you know, the chief scouts, if you like, they're starting to come to the Stadium like they're watching these players on a weekly basis, and every time you get to a transfer window you think those players are going to leave, but I think the murmurs are coming out of the club that they're not trying to sell anybody because they want to try and push to get themselves back into the Premier League this season, and you need your better players to do that.
The pitch looks immaculate despite all the heavy rain here. The crowd is filling up in the lower bowl. Testament to those that have made all the way up from Fratton Park today or last night, whenever they came. Hopefully they came and made a weekend of it. What a round trip that is. And we often underestimate, Mickey, we're lucky enough to come here for free. Those guys have paid a lot of money and just taken a lot of time out of their weekend to come. Great
you give them a lot of credit for that, don't you? I mean, it is a long journey. I remember as a player being on a coach, I think we used to do it from the northeast in 2 days, not just 1 day. So you're right. I hope they've enjoyed themselves. I hope they had a great couple of days, and hopefully they'll enjoy the football today.
Yeah, just had a quick look on the phone. 344 miles, 6 hours it'll take them to get home. So safe travels for them. They'll have to pass through the snow in Yorkshire and beyond as well. Teams coming out for the opening 45 here this afternoon. Thanks for joining us live on Talksport 2. It is loud at the Stadium of Light, and I think we're going to get a game that'll match the pre-match hype here. Portsmouth in their change strip, the turquoise colours. It's the red and white of Sunderland. Don't forget, tomorrow, Talksport exclusive, Wolves against Nottingham Forest live from the Premier League. Only place you'll hear it is on Talksport. Adrian Durham, Sam Matterface and Troy Deeney joining the team tomorrow night. Also tomorrow night on Talksport 2 exclusive, QPR Luton. That's a big game at the bottom end of the Championship. Hugh Rosencroft, Nigel Adderley and the former Luton striker Sam Parkin, our team for that. Then we're into Carabao Cup semi-final action. Arsenal Newcastle live on Talksport Tuesday from 8 o'clock. Adrian Durham, Jim Proudfoot and Martin Keogh on our team for that one. And then on Wednesday we're at Tottenham against Liverpool, Carabao Cup semi-final first leg. Adrian will be there with Sam Matterface and the former Chelsea defender Scott Minto. Then Thursday it's the start of a huge FA Cup weekend. It kicks off on Talksport, Everton against Peterborough, live in the third round from Goodison Park. Adrian will be there to watch his beloved Peterborough, Joe Shannon and the former Leeds women's striker Lucy Ward, our team for that. Villa West Ham on Friday. West Ham in desperate need of a win in that one. That's the Friday offering. Then Saturday, Game Day Live is back with a feast of football in action. Well, I know you've been watching the darts and listening to it on Darts on the Radio on Talksport 2, Mickey Gray, but it's time now for the football to kick in, and it is a huge couple of months ahead for teams like Sunderland and Portsmouth.
It is, yeah. We're through that Christmas period, which it's a slog for any side, whatever division you're in, and we seem to have got through that, and it's now about starting the new year with a bit of a boost. Well, Sunderland have done that. Portsmouth have done exactly the same thing. The two sides with different aspects. If you look at the division, Sunderland wanted to try and get into those top 2 spots come the end of the season. Portsmouth trying to get as high above that safety zone as they possibly can. So, yeah, it's all important for both sides just to keep that momentum going.
Yeah, so the team's out on the pitch, the huddle of Sunderland, the Pompey players They're just in a huddle on the edge of the centre circle themselves as we're set for the action here. As the two teams retreat either side of the halfway line. Can Pompey pick up a second away win of the season? Can Sunderland keep their unbeaten run going here at the Stadium of Light? And a win for Sunderland, and they have to be included firmly in that automatic promotion race. They would just be 2 points behind the top two, and things bubbling up nicely. Sunderland going from left to right as they always do here at the Stadium of Light. Anthony Patterson, highly regarded, is away over to our left in his black goalkeeping jersey. The short sleeve one as well. Rather more sensibly, Nicholas Schmidt has got his all yellow goalkeeping strip on with the long sleeves. We're underway, and Schmidt will get an early touch and will knock it over to the far side where it's brought down by Bellingham, who has an early touch, but he's dispossessed, and a little bit of a tug on the shirt. Referee happy to let that play, and Portsmouth here driving forward. There were a couple of interesting challenges there. Referee happy to let play go on as Mayenda lays the ball off, and forward here comes Sunderland. Ball played through. Here's Mayenda. He's wide right of the penalty area here. He's looking up, drives it into the 6-yard box, and it's hammered away and out for a throw. Well, Mickey Gray, what a start. 26 seconds in. I thought there could have been a couple of free kicks, but Sunderland on the break make a nice opportunity.
Yeah, they kept themselves going, didn't they? Started the game very, very brightly, haven't they? Patrick Roberts there with a wonderful little through ball, just using that pace of Mayenda, and you're going to see a lot of that this afternoon. He did it against Sheffield United, showed great pace, but when he does get into that final third, he has got that end product as well. Lovely little ball into the box. Just needs to beat that first man with a little bit more pace, but bright start to the game from both sides.
Yeah, Patterson has it on the edge of his own area, and he's just waiting for things to open up in front of him as he rolls the ball out. Mepham will bring it forward now. Looks to slide it forward. Little flick off on this near side. Finds Hume, who again feeds it into Mayenda, who early on he seems to have a lot of time at the moment. Mayenda, the crossfield switch though from Neil is intercepted, and Portsmouth will look to counter themselves, but then decide to go back and just have an early touch of the ball. But a lively old start already from both sides.
Yeah, they've composed themselves, Portsmouth, haven't they? Got off to a pretty bright start themselves. You can see they want to get the ball down. They want to play some nice football just on the attack now as I speak.
Here's Bishop. Couldn't quite control it on the edge of the D. It just skipped away from him, and Sunderland bundle it clear over on the far side, and the ball is kept in right over on that far touchline by Portsmouth, who are just over the halfway line here. Paddy Lane looking to get on the end of a pass there, but it was intercepted, and Sunderland get the ball back, and they'll start midway inside their own half and instantly looking to come forward here, and they'll feed it out to this near side. Then Hume has got Roberts outside him, but he goes back in field and feeds it into the centre circle to Isidore, who holds it up nicely, gets a little kick round the ankles, but keeps possession, and Sunderland now just happy to pass it around and bring it forward up towards halfway.
Yeah, it's about stamping your authority on the game as quick as you possibly can, and you can see Sunderland, they're nice and patient when they pass the ball around at the back, but when they do get into that final third, that's when they seem to spring to life.
Yeah, well, they've got a chance now on the edge of the penalty area. It's a cross-come shot in the end, and it's high and over the top, and in the end it was no good from Ashish, and it's out for a goal kick. So we've had 2.5 minutes here. It is Sunderland 0, Portsmouth 0. Mark Wilson with a Sunderland Hall of Famer Mickey Gray. Exciting times for Sunderland, but key times as well for Portsmouth. They'll want to keep it tight early on here, Mickey, and keep it scoreless as long as they can.
It'd have been interesting, wouldn't it, Mark, to be in the dressing room. I think that one of the last things that a manager always says to you when you go out on the pitch is start the game brightly and get yourself into top gear as quick as you possibly can. I don't think they would have had to been told that today, because of the weather and how cold it is. I think if you run around, you need to keep yourself warm, and to be fair to both sets of players, they've settled into the game. Yeah,
elsewhere in the Premier League, it is Fulham 0, Ipswich Town 1. Sammy Smodics with a goal there as Sunderland look to launch it over the top to Isidore. Now there's a header on that, and it will eventually go back to Schmidt, who will come out right to the far side of his penalty area and collect it. Ipswich on the verge, well, just started the second half there, quite a long way to go, but on the verge of a positive result. Still to come, Liverpool, Manchester United. You can follow those games over on Talksport with Sam Matterface in the Sunday session. Hibernian 3, Rangers 3. So Rangers thump Celtic and then drop points at Hibernian. So disappointing day for the Gers as here come Portsmouth forward. Again, another challenge goes in. All eyes are on the referee. He just says, get on with it. And the ball played over the top. Looking to try and get Mayenda in down this near side. The ball cleared away nicely. Certainly Mayenda and Isidore have shown up brightly in the opening few minutes here.
Yeah, they have. And I think, the position that Mayenda picks up is a bit of a surprise to everybody. He's more a wide player, but he's playing through the middle. He's playing pretty much alongside Isidore. He's the one of the two that likes to drop deep because he's got the quality with that left foot of his. And he doesn't mind running in behind as well. I like to see that from forward players, not just keep coming short all of the time, and he causes a threat in behind, and it just makes the pitch that little bit bigger for the players to play in.
Yeah, Thomas Bramall finally has blown his whistle. 4.5 minutes gone. Patrick Roberts was bundled over midway between the halfway line and the edge of the Portsmouth penalty box. 0-0 if you just joined us here, but an early chance for Sunderland, a set-piece opportunity for them to try and work the Portsmouth goalkeeper, and it is a chance to whip the ball in here. Right-footed, probably about 15 yards to the right of centre. Everybody back in a line across the Pompey 18-yard box. Ball is whipped in, but it's too deep in the end, and it'll bounce once and go through. And Ashish's free kick is out for a goal kick. Disappointing in the end. 5 gone, still 0-0.
Yeah, he's got to work on his quality, hasn't he, Ashish? He's a very quick player, but I think when he gets into that final third, certainly his end product's got to improve as he starts to age as well, because if you look at the set pieces from Sunderland this season as well, Mark, they've really struggled at them. They've not got enough goals, and it's a concern. They're not the tallest side in the world. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Schmidt there nearly got caught in possession and then nearly gave the ball straight away. In fact, it did go to Roberts. He gets it away. Now Roberts has got it back. He's onside. Into the area. Goes for goal. Maybe the cross was the best option, and he fizzes it over the top. But Schmidt, well, he got lucky 1, 2, 3 times there.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do that. I mean, I know a lot of sides, or pretty much every side now, they want to play out from the back, and goalkeepers, I don't know if they think they've got more time on their hands, but you always seem to be getting pressed and closed down, and you've got that split second just to make your mind up. On this occasion, he got it completely wrong. Unfortunately for him, he got away with it. And Patrick Roberts there, just with that shot, I just wonder whether he actually did try to cross that and maybe just got it completely wrong with his weaker right foot.
Yeah, quite possibly. Towler heads the ball forward for Portsmouth. It breaks on the near side to Murphy. He puts in the ball in towards the penalty spot, and Josh Murphy, whose brother plays just up the road at Newcastle, having a good year as well, isn't he, Jacob Murphy, at the moment for Newcastle. Ball out on this near side, and it'll be Conor Ogilvie that will take the throw in. Not had much of an attack yet. Pompey here, 6.5 gone. They're looking to work it. And they give the ball away, and forward comes Sunderland down the right touchline. Ball fed inside to Mayenda, and Mayenda's got runners with him. Can he slide it through? He does slide it through. Here's a big chance, and that's the first goal. Isidore it is who tucks it away. It's a beautiful counter-attacking goal from Sunderland. Portsmouth had a throw-in deep inside the Sunderland half, but those two link up so well. Mayenda it was who broke through. He slides it in, and Wilson Isidore slides it past the advancing Schmidt. It's a great counter-attacking goal, and it's a perfect start for Sunderland. They lead Portsmouth a goal to 0.
Well, I have to say, Isidore scored an outstanding goal on New Year's Day against Sheffield United. I think the build-up play in this one makes it just as good. They win the ball back in their own half from a mistake by Portsmouth, and from then they get the ball back into Mayenda. He knows he's got space in behind. He gets on the half turn, and when he starts running at the back line, they don't know whether to stick or twist. Isidore keeps his run going. He times it perfectly, and he's played him beautifully by Mayenda. And as he just gets into the 18-yard box, he's got so much time to lift his head up, see where the goalkeeper Schmidt is, and just plays it down the side. An absolutely perfect start for the home side. What a goal.
Yeah, what a finish. And the timing of the pass, often you see that just holds on to it a second too long. It was perfect. Everything about that was straight off the training ground, and it's a dream start for Regis Labrie here, and Sunderland in front, and Portsmouth on the back foot early on. It'll be interesting now how that determines the rest of this game. What do Portsmouth do here? I mean, Sunderland are a team, they love you chasing them, because if you do, they can do what they've just done there and break on you quickly.
They've got, you're completely right, Mark. With the pace that they've got in those forward lines, you've got to stay in your positions. If you start leaving gaps, they'll capitalise on you. It's interesting, isn't it? You know, you see centre forwards and pairings throughout the years, and we're going back many, many years here. Sometimes it falls in your path. I don't think that was a partnership, Mayenda and Isidore. when Reggie Lebrun probably looked at his squad thinking it was going to work, but it's been absolutely sensational since the two players have went and played centre forward. It seems to work. One coming short, one going long. The tall man, the man who's got the little bit of pace and the ability, and the movement is absolutely outstanding. I've got to say, Mark, it's a super goal.
Yeah, it's a really nice finish, and I think the best compliment you can play him, and that's his 8th of the season. He never looked like he was going to miss.
Yeah.
He just looked like he was going to score. Some players get into that position, they panic. It's 1-0 here on Talksport 2. Mark Wilson with Mickey Gray. Sunderland in front at the Stadium of Light. Throwing no down by the corner flag for Portsmouth. What can they achieve from down there? Looking to work it. That should be a free kick. It is. There was a foul there. That was Callum Lang who was upended. Midway between the touchline and the edge of the 18-yard box, down the left-hand side, but this is an opportunity now for Portsmouth to hit straight back.
It is, yeah. I think Trey Hume there with the foul on Callum Lang. He's got his back to play. You've just got to stand your ground as a full-back. But it certainly gives Portsmouth the opportunity from a dangerous situation. Probably take this pretty similar to a corner. It's not too far away from the corner flag, and it will be whipped in towards that 6-yard area.
It will. Going to be taken now. It's about 8 yards away from the byline. There's a lot of movement. They're going to play it short, edge of the area. Murphy's going to try and hit one. They close him down. He gets away from his man, then he does hit it, but it's well wide in the end. And there's always that risk there, Mickey. Once you play that pass, you are inviting the defence to come out and close you down, and Sunderland did their job.
Yeah, look, I think early on in the game, I think you have to try and put that ball into the box. You've got to test out this back line of Sunderland, who have conceded goals from wide free kicks and corners this season. And I think that was a missed opportunity from Portsmouth there. Free chance to put the ball in the box and test them out. And Murphy just didn't have enough time when he took his first touch.
Here's Roberts going the other way, looking to attack again for Sunderland down the right-hand side. Couple of little step-overs, just showed too much of it to Ogilvie, who got a touch on it, and then Murphy's there back, helping his full-back out. But he's not really got anywhere to go. He'll just lay the ball off on the edge of his own area. And Portsmouth work it nicely out to the near side, and Ogilvie will now knock it long, looking for Bishop. There was a miss there from O'Neill. Mickey's heart was in his mouth, but thankfully Patterson was alert and clears up the danger.
Yeah, look, I think Portsmouth's problem from what I've seen, Mark, and I don't know whether they play like this at home, is there's no outlet for them. You can see Colby Bishop, he's a willing forward and he's wanting to try and get hold of that ball, but he's having to do it on his own. And Josh Murphy over on that centre circle, he's just got to try and play out quicker than what he did.
Les wins a corner for Sunderland. It was a nice tackle, actually, went in from Swanson that prevented him getting into the penalty area, but it's at the expense of a corner. Yeah, I agree regarding Bishop. Looks isolated as well whenever the ball goes near him. There's no one within 20 yards of him. Whereas up the other end, there's a little bit more planning in the Sunderland play. They have a corner here. They lead by a goal to nil. They'd love another goal early on in the piece here. It's going to be an in-swinger from the Sunderland left-hand side. Nobody in the 6-yard box. Now they come racing in. It's a poor delivery again from Ashish, and it's cleared by Bishop up towards halfway. Sunderland will get it back, and they'll bring it forward here. They have it on halfway. Nice little drop of the shoulder from Dan Neal, but he's given it away. Now the break could be on here. They're driving forward with Potts. It's 3-on-3 momentarily, but Potts is running away from goal, tries to switch play. He will find Bishop, edge of the area. He might have to do it alone. Puts the cross in. It's cleared away. There was only one turquoise shirt for him to aim at. And in the end, Patterson has it on his own line, and he's... wow... He rolled the dice there, Mickey Gray. There were two turquoise shirts closing in on him, and he just rolled it in front of the second one and out for a throw-in.
It's incredible, isn't it? You're watching a game and you're so in control of a game, and just that one silly little mistake puts Portsmouth on the front foot. Freddie Potts has done really well. I tell you what, he's played a great ball into Colby Bishop, who's put a nice ball into the box, but my goodness.
Here's a flick on from Bishop again. And this time it is cleared by Mayenda on the edge of the Sunderland box. 1-0 if you've just joined us on Talksport 2 this afternoon. Mark Wilson and Mickey Gray live here at the Stadium of Light. And that'll be a throw-in for Portsmouth about 10 yards away from the corner flag, left-hand side of the field as they attack away to our left. Sunderland have just given Portsmouth a little bit of incentive there. A couple of errors from Sunderland in possession, and now they head the ball behind for a corner, and it's another set piece, and I think this time we'll see this ball go straight into the box.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about it is all this pressure that Portsmouth have had over the last minute and a half, 2 minutes, has come from a mistake from Sunderland when they were in the ascendancy. They give the ball away sloppily. Portsmouth get themselves on the front foot and could easily get themselves on level terms here. Just need that quality now from set pieces.
Yeah, well, they're going to get an opportunity here. There's one player stood right in front of Anthony Patterson for Portsmouth. The rest are waiting round about the penalty spot area. In comes the delivery now. Swings in towards the 6-yard box. Patterson comes, punches in, gets it to the edge of the area. Lang's going to hit it. Took a deflection, bouncing around about 8 yards out from goal, and Sunderland clear it. And Portsmouth are screaming for a penalty here. Maybe only one or two of the players actually surrounding the referee who's having none of it.
Well, just looking at Josh Machino as well down in the technical area, he's asking the fourth official. He thinks that there was ball to hand there as well, and it was a long way away. It was a nice connection from the edge of the 18-yard area with a volley. Not quite sure which Sunderland player it was, but you could see 2 or 3 Portsmouth players waving their arms around, but it's finished now.
Yeah, ball cleared away. Here's Mayenda looking to break, just miscontrolled it right at the last minute, and Ogilvie will get it back for Portsmouth, and his only route is back to his goalkeeper Schmidt, who's on the edge of his penalty area. 1-0 if you just joined us. Wilson Isidore's 8th of the season, his 3rd in the last 4. Long ball forward from Portsmouth, skips away and goes behind for a goal kick. We have been playing around about 15 minutes here, Mickey Gray. An entertaining start from both sides. Yeah,
it's been kind of controlled, hasn't it? I think Sunderland were hoping and they got their just rewards, the goal. So it just settled them down a little bit after, the highs of New Year's Day against Sheffield United. But Portsmouth have certainly had their say, and they're starting to grow into the game themselves. Let's not forget, coming off the back of a 4-0 win themselves.
Yeah, ball into Bishop, just couldn't control it. Back to goal, edge of the 18-yard box, but they are starting to give him a little bit more ball near a goal now. And it has been a confident response from John Mousinho's side, but they did concede early on. Elsewhere, it is still 1-0 in the Premier League. Ipswich lead at Fulham. Looking for another victory, Kieran McKenna's side. You can follow the goals as they're going over on Talksport. If you've got the Talksport app, you can swipe left and right between the two and catch up with all the action. Ball back to Patterson. It's a back pass, though. He can't pick it up. Gets it away over on the far side to Bellingham, who slides it back to Patterson, who's going to be closed down, and then decides enough for that. Thumps it towards Patrick Roberts, who's beaten in the air by Ogilvie. Mayenda can't win the header, and it's headed forward, and a clever little bit of play there from Freddie Potts. He nudged the ball past the Sunderland defender and then rather drew the tackle that led to a foul.
Yeah, he's been very good, hasn't he, Freddie Potts? He's been really lively for Portsmouth. He's the one who's kind of dictating from that midfield area. Very clever, that little nod just past Dan Neil there, who had to bring him down. That just calms things down yet again. But I think Portsmouth, they're doing okay. I think they've just got to try and get that ball into Sunderland's 18-yard box a little bit more than they have done.
Yeah, and look, it won't be the first time that I'll say this, and I'm sure you've said it before. They aren't the easiest on the eye, Sunderland, defensively. They always look like there's a mistake coming, certainly when you get it in their box. Yeah,
they've been crying out for those experienced centre-halves, Mark, haven't they? And with Dan Ballard being injured, Luke O'Nien and Chris Meffin are in there now. I know Meffin's got, he's got vast experience, hasn't he, for a young man? But you do look nervy at times.
Yeah, ball cleared forward by Sunderland. Portsmouth backtrack into their own half, and it'll be Towlow brings it back. It wasn't the most convincing back pass, and in the end it's a bit of a wild hit from Schmidt, who's sent the ball out over on the halfway line, right on the far side of the ground. Still 1-0 elsewhere. Early on, Hibernian 3, Rangers 3 in the Scottish Premiership. Motherwell lead Aberdeen by 2-0. Goalless between Celtic and St Mirren. Dundee United against Hearts is also goalless, as is Kilmarnock and Ross County. And St Johnstone 0, Dundee 2. Great start for Dundee, 2 up inside 16 minutes. All that in Scotland. In League 2, just one of the 4 games has survived the weather. That's Crewe 0, Bromley 0. Games off at Chesterfield, Fleetwood and Newport. Ball played forward by Sunderland. Portsmouth get the ball back, but they've given it away. Isidore lays it off here. A strong challenge goes in there on Bellingham, who did well to come away with the ball. He gets it away to Neil, who drives forward between 2 would-be defenders, gets the ball out wide. Ashish has it, lays it off here to Bellingham. Is he going to shoot? He feigned to shoot, gets it onto his left foot, then gets it back to Ashish, puts the ball into the box and at the far post, trying to volley it in, and it's cleared off the line. It was Roberts arriving late. Whether it was going in, I'm not sure. Ball now to Hume. He puts it back into the box, falls edge of the area. Portsmouth desperately clear it, and then the volley from Neil balloons over the top, but that was so close to a second for Sunderland.
Yeah, it certainly was. Really good build-up play. Started with Dan Neil in that midfield area, and when he gets it out to O'Sheesh, his crossing and his set pieces have been really poor so far. This one actually fell to his left foot, puts a great ball into the box inside of the 6-yard area, and Patrick Roberts coming in from the right hand side just couldn't quite get his left foot high enough. I think you're right, Mark. I think it was missing, but that's what they can do in a split second. Sunderland, they can just turn you around, breaking behind you, and they're certainly looking for that second goal.
Yeah, here's Isidore again, pounces on a loose pass, looking to get it to Mayenda. Mayenda's touch edge of the area, will it fall for the shot? It won't. Ogilvie clears it away. Well, those two linked up for the first goal. They nearly linked up again. Brave play from Portsmouth, gets them away over halfway. Ball over the top, was looking for Murphy, I think it is, who'd run in behind. The referee's going to stop it. There was a head knock for a Portsmouth player his side of halfway, and the referee's calling on the physios, who come running on now. 1-0 here. Sunderland leading by a goal to nil. 19 and a half minutes on the clock. Wilson Isidore's goal is the difference, but there's a real threat about Sunderland, Mickey, every time they go over the halfway line.
Yeah, they certainly look threatening, don't they, in that final third, with the pace and the quality and the confidence that they've got at the moment as well. And with the crowd behind them, they're urging them on to try and get in behind Portsmouth, who do look a little bit shaky, don't they? I think Pack and Towler have both had incidents where they've tried to play the ball back to the goalkeeper and just bounced it in there as if they just can't wait to get rid of the ball. I think if they can calm themselves down a little bit, they've certainly got to get Freddie Potts on the ball a little bit more, and Colby Bishop and Josh Murphy were built up before the game as well. I want to see a little bit more from him, but they're here, they're in the fight, there's no question of that. They want to try and get themselves back on level terms as quick as they possibly can. I'm sure that's what the manager's saying to the players, but this little break might just do them the world of good.
Yeah. Tomorrow, double header across the Talksport network. Wolves, Nottingham Forest, live and exclusive in the Premier League, only on Talksport. Adrian Durham, Sam Matterface and Troy Deeney, our commentary team for that one. And over on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL, of course, QPR against Luton in the Championship. Hugh Wozencroft, Nigel Adley and the former Luton striker Sam Parkin, our team for that one. And that is... well, that's a pretty big game. I know QPR have picked up a couple of wins recently, but with Luton hovering just above the drop zone, that game tomorrow night, Mickey, could be a massive one.
Well, all games at the moment, Mark, as I said before, the start of the season, they're absolutely huge. And it's about... managers always say to you, right, OK, first half of the season, you get yourself into a position, but when you start the turn of the year, it's about picking up points. Momentum just keeps you going through that January, February period. So absolutely, yeah, they're all massive.
Yeah, we are indeed. And the ball played forward by Portsmouth. We're back underway. Sunderland win it on the edge of their own area. Isidore's an outlet. Tries to play it for Ashish. It was a risky pass, and it was cut out by Swanson far side. And Portsmouth will go back inside their own half to get the ball. And now they'll go all the way back to Schmidt, who hasn't really had that much to do. He was helpless for the goal as the ball played forward. And Portsmouth now have it down their left-hand side. Good defending by Meffam on this near side, and it's out for a throw-in.
Yeah, Chris Meffam just coming out there just to help Trey Hume out a little bit as well. And it was Josh Murphy yet again. He's trying to work that ball onto his right foot just to get a half a yard so he can get his head up just to whip that ball into the box. But at the moment, the home side certainly on top when it comes to defending.
Nice header from Bishop. Heads it into the area. It's not yet cleared by Sunderland. Now they get it on the edge of their area. Roberts brings it forward. He now feeds it to Bellingham. Bellingham, one of those being linked with a move away, and unsurprisingly, really, given his performances and the family links, people will see the potential, and he is potentially a very good player.
Oh, there's no doubt he's got the talent, Mark. I mean, it must be difficult for him at times because of what Jude's doing at Real Madrid and the start to his career that he's had. I mean, he's a sensation, isn't he? But there's no question about it. Job's got the ability and the talent to go one step further.
Yeah. There's a ball cleared away by Portsmouth, brought down nicely. And here's Hume on halfway. Sunderland going forward. Isidore again made a run in behind. Here's Roberts. Roberts now feeds the ball. Mayenda couldn't quite control it. Ogilvie will get it back to his keeper. Roberts is giving chase, and it's hammered over halfway. 09 just tries to cushion the header across to Meffam. Nice little touch there from Neil, who turned his way away from Langan out of trouble and gets the ball to Bellingham now, who's instantly looking to go forward. Finds Ashish on the far side. Aless has made a good run forward from fullback. Ashish cuts in. He's about 30 yards out from goal, lays it back. Here is Bellingham again. He's got Neil with him. Controlled play from Sunderland. They're happy just to go backwards as long as they keep possession. They have it on the halfway line now. Portsmouth, credit to them, holding their shape here. They're not getting drawn out. They're not making it easy for Sunderland. Ball whizzed down the sideline. Lovely touch from Alès, gets it to Ashish. Can he get an opening here? He had a chance on his left foot. Now he pulls it back, edge of the box. Roberts lays it back to Bellingham. Bellingham onto his right foot, edge of the D. Thought he could have had a shot, lays it back. Patience from Sunderland here, looking to prise open this Portsmouth defence. Ball back with Ashish, corner of the penalty area. He cuts in field now, tries to feed it through. I think he was aiming at Bellingham, but Roberts took it away from him. Roberts back to Ashish, now the ball in. Arriving was Isidore, it's headed away before it gets to him. Ball headed back towards goal. Isidore would have been offside, and the keeper Schmidt comes to collect. Still Sunderland 1, Portsmouth 0.
Well, really calm build-up. Waited for their opportunity. You could see Joe Bellingham on a couple of occasions. He was trying to pull the trigger, wasn't he? Couldn't quite get his shot away. But I've got to say, defensively, absolutely spot on from Portsmouth. They were patient. They bided the time. They waited for their opportunity to just try and nick that ball back. Nobody was kind of going gung-ho and running out of their lines. They just waited and they were patient. Excellent. Love to see that.
Now the other way. Here's Murphy into the area. Tries to lob it over the keeper, Patterson. Well, that was a pretty innocuous-looking ball, but Murphy nearly got on the end of it. In fact, he did get on the end of it, but he couldn't quite get the connection he wanted. And it's picked up by Patterson, still 1-0. And we mentioned for all the good play going forward for Sunderland, there's still a frailty at the other end of the field, but so far they have kept Portsmouth out. It's still 1-0. Ball over the top looking for Isidore's a little bit too straight. Schmidt has gone across. He needs to deal with this. Well, I'll tell you what. Schmidt has sliced a few, hasn't he? Out of play over on the far side. I think if I'm Isidore and Mayenda, I'm chasing him down every time the ball goes near him.
You're completely right. I mean, it's just a long, hopeful ball, isn't it? From back to front from Luke O'Nien, which they get a little bit of joy from. And the goalkeeper, Nicholas Schmidt, I mean, he's just got to calm himself down a little bit, hasn't he? Because his distribution is important in a game like this, because that long ball seems to be the threat for Portsmouth, that diagonal, because it got Josh Murphy in. And I think if he makes better contact with that mark when he's in the 18-yard box, he's got a chance to just lob on that over the top of Anthony Patterson.
Certainly had. It is still 1-0. Portsmouth have it far side. You're live on Talksport 2. Leeds top of the Championship. Dropped points so yesterday at Hull. Another Ilhan Melier mistake. Burnley in second on goal difference, just above Sheffield United. Both got 52. And as it stands, Sunderland will move on to 50 points. They'll be 3 points behind the leaders, Leeds. 20 games remaining of a topsy-turvy season, and we'll bring you every blow of it across the TalkSport network. Portsmouth down at the bottom. They'd like points here if they could, and they've earned a throw-in over on the far side, about 10 yards away from the corner flag. Down the Pompey right, looking to get it into the box. Bishop is the go-to man, but he's out-jumped by two defenders. Ball poked back into the box, headed away by Alès over on the far side. Portsmouth will pick it up on the edge of the centre circle. They'll go backwards, and now Riley Towler has it, and Portsmouth will look to rebuild. Here now is Potts. Potts just rolls it back across to Towler. And now it's Sunderland's turn just to hold their shape, just slide from side to side. Then comes the diagonal pass to Murphy. Murphy takes it. Oh, thought he'd taken it in his stride. It would have been a good ball had he have done, but he miscontrols and it's out for a throw in.
Yeah, there's no doubt that's the outlet ball, isn't it, for Portsmouth? That left to right or right to left diagonal pass to Murphy over on this left-hand side. Just, you're right, his first touch just let him down there, didn't it, a little bit? Maybe just took his eyes off it. But it can be a threat. Yeah. Him in a 1v1 situation against Trey Hume, they're probably thinking that's their best option of getting in behind.
Well, here he is now, Murphy. Just feed it into Bishop. Bishop's touch just allowed the defender to come in, and the defender makes the tackle, O'Nien, and it's behind for a corner kick. So you have to say Portsmouth are getting more and more of the ball down away to our left-hand side here. They're starting to push Sunderland back. Can they get an equaliser?
Pretty much every outfield player, I think, are going to be inside that Sunderland 18-yard area, apart from one. This is where you do need that quality. And again, are they going to play this short, or is it going to go straight into the box?
Well, they have feigned to play it short, but there are two Sunderland players there in that eventuality, so now they're going to revert back and swing it into the box. There's a lot of movement in the penalty area. Ball delivered. Patterson comes, got a hand on it, more pushed it away than punched it away, but he gets it away from danger, and Alès will bring it forward. He feeds it in now to Ashish, who looks for the crossfield ball. Well, there's a groan there from Mickey Gray because Murphy cuts it out. If there's another 5 yards on that pass, Roberts would have been in, but it is a risk, and you're risking turning it over in transition, Mickey, and they were a little bit open. If that if that pass had been better dealt with by Murphy.
Well, look, for 90 minutes, Mark, you have to take care with every pass that you take. Yes, of course, players are going to give the ball away. But I think in that situation, because he's got so much time, O'Sheesh, he sees the run of Roberts, Mayenda breaking in behind him as well. I think you've got to really put 100% behind that pass and just make sure it gets to one of your teammates. That was really sloppy.
Yeah, it's a pass you're better off over-hitting and it going out of play than under-hitting and getting intercepted.
Completely right.
Yeah, well, it is 1-0. Wilson Isidore's goal. The one time Sunderland really did break with a lethal nature. And Isidore rolled it past the keeper and put Sunderland in front. There's a ball with Bellingham. Back to goal on the halfway line. Holds on to possession. It's not the greatest pass back. O'Neill will tidy things up and gets it away to Patterson, who waits on his penalty spot, and he will feed it to Hume. And as is the modern way now, they'll all exchange passes, and then Hume decides to get it back to his keeper, who goes long, and it works its way to Roberts. And well, Isidore went one way and Roberts' pass went the other. The pass was on, but not that particular one. Here now, Portsmouth on the edge of the centre circle. Home fans just want a little bit more from Sunderland. They've just been a bit passive. They're sitting back and they've turned the ball over a couple of times in possession here.
You know, you've got to know your teammates, haven't you? And I think in that situation, Patrick Roberts has got to know that Isidore, he's got one goal already running in behind. He's not going to come short when you're looking towards the forward and he's on the back line. Play that ball in behind where the striker wants it. If he doesn't get on the end of it, then you can have a go at him. It's all about just that little bit of communication between each other.
Yeah, and I'm not sure Towler and Pack are comfortable with that ball in behind either, as now Bellingham brings it forward. He rolls it out to Ashish, who's seen a lot of the ball on that left-hand side. Bellingham has it, gets it back to Ashish, who's only made a couple of starts this season, been very much on the periphery, used as a sub more than not. Ball now played out on this near side to Trey Hume. Hume gets it midway inside the Portsmouth half. Lays it back now to Roberts. Roberts looks to work in a cross. There's a nice run made forward by Bellingham. Just couldn't take it in his stride. It was just a fraction behind him. Well dealt with on halfway. And here is Meffam, who's going to go back to his goalkeeper. And Patterson will get it. And Portsmouth in the end defend that pretty well. Although Neil finds Meffam, who comes forward again. He rolls it out to Hume. Ooh, that was inviting a challenge. Potts went sliding in but missed the ball, and now the break could be on. That was what they wanted, someone to dive in, and they did dive in. Ashish has it now. He's got Isidore and Mayenda waiting in the middle. Cuts in field himself. He's 25 out. He's going to have a go for goal, and it's a great save down low to his left from Schmidt to deny Ashish, and it's behind for a corner. Good shot, good save.
Absolutely brilliant again. A nice move from back to front. Freddie Potts was the Portsmouth player who went to ground. Didn't win the ball against Dan Neil, and from that moment they spread the ball over to that left-hand side. Ashish was just waiting for that overlap and run from a left, but he ignored him and he chopped it back onto his right foot. Yes, he's not scored this season, but super effort from him.
It was indeed. Corner then for Sunderland. They lead by a goal to nil here. Wilson Isidore's goal. Now the corner is whipped in towards the 6-yard box. Ogilvie will head it away. Ashish gets a good header to 09, who's fully 25 yards out. Tries to stand up the cross, gets it wrong, and the keeper will collect it. So still a goal to nil here. And we've had just over half an hour at the Stadium of Light. You're live on Talksport 2, Mark Wilson with Mickey Gray.
They're certainly piling on the pressure, Sunderland, aren't they? And I think they won't be comfortable, Mark, until they actually try and get that second goal. They'd love it before half-time come, but you can see that threat from Portsmouth. As you said, they've had moments in the game where they've grown into it. I think they've got to be a little bit more direct. Just get that ball into the box and cause Sunderland some problems in that back line, because they've not been tested enough.
Yeah. As Sunderland play it forward again, and this time Potts does make the tackle. There's been a couple of goals down at Craven Cottage in the Premier League. We told you Ipswich were in front. Sammy Smodic's goal in the first half. As the ball played over the top for Murphy. This time his touch is good. He's in on goal. He's tried to square it instead of shooting. He's 12 yards out. OK, he's wide of the target, but Mickey Gray's got to pull the trigger.
Wow, I really can't believe that. And again, it's that diagonal ball, isn't it, over the top? It's causing Sunderland a lot of problems. Josh Murphy's certainly got the beating of Trey Hume in a foot race. His first touch on this occasion is fantastic. It just plants perfectly for his left foot. Now, whether he didn't feel comfortable enough and taking that strike on, You could see as he looked up, there was nobody in the box waiting for the pass to come in. So if you're in that situation, surely you want to score goals. He has to take the shot on.
I think if you're a Portsmouth fan sat up high behind that goal, you want to see him shoot there, whether he puts it in the stand or he puts it in the back of the net. Here, though, the other way is Mayenda, pulls it back. Isidore, a swing and a miss. It got cut out just before it got to him by Ogilvie. Just going back to Fulham, Ipswich were 1-0 up. Smodic with a goal first half. Raul Jimenez has become the top scoring Mexican player in the Premier League. Scored from the spot to level up at 1-1. Liam Delap straight up the other end. Penalty, Ipswich. Ipswich back in front by 2-1. All the updates over on the Sunday session with Sam Matterface right now on Talksport. Here it's 1-0 to Sunderland, and it's been a lively game, but just the one goal so far. Although the way that these two are playing, I think there will be at least a couple more. Ball to Ashish, who's got the ball now, and he's running forward towards Swanson, who holds his ground. Bellingham is the out ball for Ashish, and they'll have it on halfway, Sunderland here. Patient again, Bellingham pulling and probing. This time Les can't hold on to it, and Portsmouth turn it over. What can they do? They're being hassled and harried on the edge of their own area, and it'll go back to Schmidt. And this time he pulls his clearance straight to Roberts. He's not very good with his foot. He hasn't been today anyway. Here's Roberts now. Drives forward. He looks to feed it. Ashish on the edge of the area. Little drop of the shoulder. Puts the shot in, and Schmidt might not have been good with his feet, but he's been good with his hands. Good save down low to his left-hand side. Still 1-0.
Well, Messino, the Portsmouth manager, Mark, I think he's just got to have a little quiet word in his goalkeeper's ear just to say, look, if we're going to play the ball back to you, don't try and play out. I think he's just got to start getting his laces through it, maybe have a touch and just clear his lines, just to get that little bit of confidence back, because you can see every single time the ball comes anywhere near him when the ball's on the ground, he's a bag of nerves, and it's putting his side under huge amounts of pressure.
Yeah, he's not really had a clean connection on anything. Potts is fouled by Bellingham, who protests his innocence, and it is a free kick. Referee, who's been pretty lenient so far, he's tried to let the game flow in fairness to him, decides that is a free kick. Potts is just he's on his hands and knees at the moment. I think that one maybe just did catch him, and he's just trying to get the pain out of his system. But it'll be a free kick about 40 yards out from goal.
You can see there the referee's just had a little word in Dan Neal's ear there as well. I think that's 2 or 3 occasions where he's been involved in a couple of little scuffles, hasn't he, Mark? And I'm sure the ref, Thomas Bramall's just had a word just to say, look, next time you're going to be in the book.
Free kick then for Portsmouth. They put the diagonal towards the edge of the area. We try to let it go. Well, I don't know if it's a cross-come shot at the far post there. I think Les got caught out. I didn't think he realised there was a player in behind him, and the effort in the end went well behind the goal. But just switched off for a moment there, Sunderland. They still lead by 1-0. You'll be pleased to know, Mickey, it's going to be 4 degrees in Sunderland later on. The bad news is heavy rain.
Yeah, well, later on I won't be happy in the car.
Does it ever stop raining here?
Do you know what? It's a cold place, northeast, as everybody knows. You don't get too much rain. It's just, I think, the wind coming off the North Sea is what people talk about quite a lot. But I have to say, it's not stopped today. The snow was falling on New Year's Day, but it's bitterly cold today, I have to say.
Yeah, take care on the way home. There's plenty of snow waiting for you a bit further down south. And it is still 1-0, and the rain's still coming down here, but it's not taken away from the spectacle. Sunderland, Isidore's goal, the difference at the moment. Will that be enough to wrap up another home win? Unbeaten at home this season. Ball now played forward by Schmidt, headed on by Colby. Bishop does well. Here now is Murphy. Murphy gets away from one, driving in on goal. Is he going to have a shot this time? He is, and he fires it just over the top. It was inches over. That was a much more confident strike on his right foot, and Patterson was beaten, but sadly for Murphy and Portsmouth, it's inches over the crossbar.
Well, there's the threat yet again. There's no question Josh Murphy is Portsmouth's best player. That long ball, a little give and go just towards the edge of the 18-yard area. You can see when he starts running at Trey Hume, he doesn't know whether to stick or twist. He had dropped him off into his 18-yard box. Murphy's then got the opportunity to go left to right. I think he does the right thing. He just didn't quite get enough dip and curl on his shot, but it has to go down as a really good opportunity.
Yeah, Les has just brought down Callum Lang. I think he's maybe a little bit fortunate not to get a card there. I just wonder if the referees deemed it was accidental rather than cynical. But it's a free kick to Portsmouth, who once again are enjoying some good territory away to our left here. They trail by a goal to nil, but the response since the goal has been pretty good. Sunderland, you feel, will need another goal to win here. And Portsmouth looking to level things up. A free kick 10 yards over the halfway line. Patterson waits on the edge of his 6-yard box. Ball floated in. Doesn't really have any depth on it. It's headed away. It'll fall low on this near side. It's Dozell who has it. He just has to go back to Swanson, who waits on halfway. That's back to Schmidt, who again has hooked it out. Well, if he was a golfer, he either hooks it or he slices it. He's yet to hit one down the middle, Mickey.
No, look, it's a concern. I think he's obviously in the team because he's a very good goalkeeper and makes decent saves at the right time, but goalkeepers are asked to do a lot more these days, Mark, aren't they? And I think since the change, they become sweeper keepers, but he's certainly not one of them, is he? I mean, he's been really poor with his feet this afternoon.
Yeah, there's the ball over on the far side. Nice little bit of skill from Portsmouth. Works it out wide on their right-hand side. There are three waiting in the middle. Ball down by the byline. They're going to put the cross in towards the far post. Bishop there heads it down. He was looking for Murphy, and it's hammered away by Roberts, who did well defensively there for his side. The team are roared forward, and Roberts in the end has got on the end of the clearance, and he's working his way up to halfway. Now he slides it into the path here, and a chance on the break. Mayenda fed in by Dan Neal. Mayenda into the edge of the area. He might have to go it alone. He goes past his man. He's gone down. He's had a penalty. Referee's having a think about it and says no.
Well, what a big decision Thomas Bramall, the referees, had to make there, because again it's Sunderland on the attack, and Patrick Roberts plays in Mayenda down this right-hand side, and he gets himself brilliantly into the 18-yard box. Is he going to go on his left foot? Is he going to chop it back onto his right foot? Well, he does that, and I think it's Ryan Towler, who's the centre-half Portsmouth. He's the one who just shoves his shoulder into the side of Mayenda. Was there enough contact to give a penalty? I'm not quite sure. Of course, the Sunderland supporters want a penalty, but I just think, Mark, you've got to be a little bit more than that if you're going to give a penalty. And referees probably give it the right decision there, but you just cannot keep doing that, because the more you pull down centre forwards in your 18-yard box, penalties will be given.
Yeah, I think it fell into the category of he was looking for it, wasn't he? And in the end, I think that probably swayed it in the defender's favour there. But it is still 1-0, but that was dangerous. And that all started from Roberts' good work defensively and then chasing up his own clearance. And that gave Sunderland a bit of an outball, but they're back defending here again now. Ogilvie has it wide on the left, just rolls it down the touchline. Murphy fires it in. It was a whip cross in as well, and just looking how he hit that cross, it makes you wonder why he didn't take that shot on his left foot, but it's cleared away, and here's Roberts again bringing it forward. Mayenda peels off to the touchline. Roberts goes in field, heads over to 09, and 09 can get Sunderland moving forward now. Ashish, and he sees Agiolesco running on past him, and the ball back on halfway. And here now is Meffam on halfway. Sunderland leading by a goal to nil. We've had 41 and a half minutes on the clock here at the Stadium of Light, and the ball now fired forward, but Bellingham was asked an awful lot there. Even his long legs couldn't control that one.
Yeah, it was a difficult one, wasn't it? I think Luke O'Nien probably caught in two minds there. Shall I play this one to Ashish or Joe Bellingham? And I think he did neither in the end. Just got too much pace on the pass.
Great run from Dan Neal. Neal tries to slide it in. Isidore's in on goal. He's offside. What a goal that would have been. He went. I'll tell you what, you're probably in line with that, Mickey. He went. Did he go just a fraction too soon? It was a great run from Dan Neal. And you mentioned it earlier, play him in on goal. That's what Dan Neal did, and Isidore there. Well, it was a bullet finish, but the flag had gone up.
Yeah, on this occasion, you can see Wilson Isidore, he's just waiting to make his run. Dan Neal's done brilliant, little give and go. They play the ball around the corner, and as Isidore makes that run, I think he's just caught offside, but that's what he wants. You can see him pointing in behind the back line of the two centre-halves from Portsmouth, because he knows he's got the beating for pace for them, and he's full of confidence. He wants to score goals, but that's what they can do, Sunderland. They look scrappy at times. They have 2 or 3 minutes off, but then they just spring into life, and that quality in the final third shines through. Brilliant move.
Yeah, Roberts has done well. He's earned himself a free kick on halfway, and it is now an opportunity for Sunderland. Last couple of minutes of the first half, and here now is Isidore, the goal scorer. Lays it back now. Meffam switches it, looking for Ashish. Takes it down on his thigh, but is instantly closed down. And the ball now hammered away. Oh, tell you what, I've just seen a replay, Mickey. He's about a quarter of a yard offside.
It's not. I think it's just about the timing of the run, the pass being played at the right time. You can see if he holds his run, he probably would have been onside.
Well, here's Ashish has played a great ball in down the left-hand side. Into the area they go. They try and drive it across with Neil, and his cross is cleared out and out for a throw-in, but just signs just before the break. Portsmouth just getting guilty, getting caught on the back foot here, and Sunderland are looking dangerous.
Yeah, they're flagging a little bit, Portsmouth, aren't they? I think they just want to try and get to half-time. That run was brilliant from Dan Neil. You just needed him to have a left foot, didn't you? Because he always tried to work it onto his right foot, and by the time he'd done that, it gave Portsmouth the opportunity to get themselves back into position.
Here's Bellingham now. Portsmouth trailing by a goal to nil. They get the feeling they can't afford to concede again here. If Sunderland can get a second, then they will be very, very pleased with their opening 45 minutes work here. We're into the final minute. John Mousinho's imploring his team to get further up the field here, saying get out defensively. Now the ball over the top. Mayenda's the target, but it's a nice cushioned header away by Riley Towler. And the ball thumped clear up and over the halfway line. Bishop chases, little back heel, wasn't a bad one, but it's cleared away by O'Nien. And here's Dan Neil. Isidore on the turn, feeds it to Mayenda, who's onside. He's in on goal. Can he finish it off? Oh, he's hit the post, side netting. Big chance for Mayenda. Fed in by Wilson Isidore, and he's missed the target. Still 1-0.
Well, how many chances are you going to miss in the first half? You may rue these in the second 45 minutes because, again, it's brilliant play from the front two players from Sunderland. This time, roles reversed. Isidore playing in Mayenda, and Mayenda, yes, he wants to work that ball onto his left foot. Could he have played in O'Shea's? It was a late run from O'Shea's coming in from that left-hand side. It's a tight angle where he's trying to score from. But I think if you're going to take that shot on, Mark, you've got to at least hit the target.
Yeah, he went near post, and it was wide of the target. Here come Portsmouth. Murphy has it edge of the area, puts in a cross towards Bishop. It's headed away from him, and it should be cleared away by Portsmouth. 2 added on minutes. They don't clear it straight to Murphy, and then Hume gets a little bit fortunate as he goes to tackle Murphy. The ball bounces off him and cannons out for a goal kick to Sunderland.
He's got fortunate, Trey Hume. Lackadaisy yet again, just trying to play a silly little ball out from the back, dinking it over Portsmouth players. If you get that wrong, it makes you look foolish. And again, that just gives Portsmouth the opportunity, if they can get it worked really well into that 18-yard box. I keep saying it, there's chances here for them today.
Yeah, well, there's been chances at both ends, haven't there? Maybe should have had more than the 1 goal, but it is 1-0 to Sunderland as we added on time. Like the first of a minimum of 2. Is there going to be a late twist here? Bellingham picks up the ball over halfway. Just has to hold his run. Dan Neil, who's been good today, has it. Back to Bellingham. Isidore had made a run offside, and that just held the Sunderland attacking options. And the referee has given a free kick here to Sunderland, I think.
Yeah, I think it was as Bellingham was just trying to pull his right leg back there. I think he got caught on the ankle, and it was a bit of a soft foul, I have to say.
Yeah, it's like no one heard the whistle. Everyone wondered what he'd given a free kick for, but it's hammered out of play by Portsmouth on the near side, and it remains 1-0. We've got around about 10 seconds of the 2 minutes added on time here. Well, it's been an entertaining first half, if maybe it's not had the goals that we thought, but it's not through lack of opportunities. Is there going to be one last one here? Referee puts his whistle to his lips and says that'll do it. That is half time. A ripple of applause from the very cold and somewhat wet crowd here at the Stadium of Light, but they'll be happy inside. Sunderland in front inside 8 minutes. Wilson Isidore played in by Eliza Mayenda. It was a wonderful counter-attacking goal. Isidore's finished his 8th league goal of the season. It's his 3rd in the last 4. There were other chances in and around it as well. Murphy had a gilt-edged opportunity. Lovely diagonal ball over the top for Portsmouth. Brought it down. It was begging for a shot, but he opted to pass it to nobody in particular. Then had a good chance as he drove forward. Murphy shot from inside the box was inches over Patterson's crossbar, and then we just had that great chance right at the end of the half. This time it was Isidore playing in Mayenda. He fired into the side netting. Only the 1 goal, Mickey, but plenty to talk about, and I think both managers will be happy with certain parts and unhappy with others.
Yeah, I think you have to say Sunderland probably deserved to go in at half-time in front. They've showed the bigger threat in that final third, and certainly with Isidore and and Mayenda. They've gotten in behind Portsmouth's backline on numerous occasions and could have been out of sight if you think about the quality was better in that final third. But I have to say, I think that diagonal pass from Portsmouth from back to front is certainly something that they should work on in the second 45 minutes, because Josh Murphy looks a real threat down the left-hand side. He's just got nothing to aim for. If he's not going through and taking shots on himself, I want to see more from Colby Bishop. I want to see Callum Lang. He's got a lot of goals this season. I'm not seeing enough of him. Freddie Potter's been quite lively in that central midfield area, but defensively, I think they've just got to try and keep the ball away, certainly on the ground, away from the goalkeeper, Nicholas Schmidt, because every problem that Portsmouth have had seemed to come from the goalkeeper's right foot. And if they can change that in the second half and maybe wear Sunderland down a little bit, they'll get their chances. Yeah, they will indeed. Just a word on Mayenda and Isidore. It's the first time I've seen them play together. They look lethal, don't they? They look to be on the same wavelength. Well, as I mentioned, Mark, in the build-up to that first 45 minutes, I think it was something that Reggie Lebris, it's kind of fell onto him because of the injuries that Sunderland have got, but it's a partnership that's no doubt working. Isidore loves running in behind, could have actually got more goals today because of those through balls from the likes of Mayenda and the likes of Patrick Roberts as well, but you can see the two players, they're on the same page, they work with each other, and it's certainly working for Sunderland. That's why they're getting the goals this season, certainly over the last couple of weeks, and they look a real threat, don't they? Yeah, they do indeed. It is a busy old day of sporting action. Don't forget the Sunday session with Sam Matterface across over on Talksport right now. If you've got the Talksport app, you'll not miss any of the action. Fulham have got a leveller against Ipswich Town. Raul Jimenez, 91st minute penalty. 3 penalties in that game. I tell you what, Ipswich have got a real bad habit of conceding late goals. It might be that consigns them back to the EFL, but still playing. Fulham 2, Ipswich Town 2. Still to come, it's Liverpool against Manchester United. All the build-up from 4:30 to that one, but here at the Stadium of Light, where it might be bitterly cold up in the northeast, but the football is doing its best to keep us warm. Wilson Isidore's goal means it's Sunderland who lead. Their unbeaten home record still intact as it stands at the break. It's Sunderland 1, Portsmouth 0.
Talksport 2, official broadcast partner of the English Football League.
Ready to experience a new Universal Orlando resort? Hayes Travel has you covered. Enjoy 4 incredible theme parks, including Universal Epic Universe, opening May 22nd. Taking you from the thrills of Jurassic World to the fun of Super Nintendo World and beyond. Plus, stay at one of Universal's 11 spectacular hotels for exclusive theme park benefits. Book now with low deposits and spread the cost in your local Hayes Travel branch or hayestravel.co.uk. At all protected.
This January at Morrison's, pay less with More Card. Get an 8-pack of Actimel, regular price $3.75.
More Card price
$2.50. And Cathedral City, regular price $3.50.
More Card price
£3.
More reasons to shop at Morrison's.
Majority of supermarkets and online, selected Morrison's daily stores. Subject to availability. More Card app required. 16 plus. Cathedral City, 300 to 350 grams.
Psst, did you know you can order McDelivery deals? Like the Feed the Family deal for just $14.99. That's 4 selected burgers, 2 medium fries and 2 small fries. Who's in then?
Oh yeah, me.
And me. McDelivery. You in? Delivery only from 11 a.m. 4 times selected burgers, 4 times selected fries. Subject to availability. Price, delivery fee and participation may vary.
This year, gain a new perspective with the Times and Sunday Times New Year sale. Our digital subscription offers unlimited access to in-depth analysis and thought-provoking features across world news, sport, lifestyle and more. Don't miss the chance to unlock our trusted insight for just £1 for 4 months. Visit thetimes.com/New Year today. 18 plus, new customers only. Offer ends 5 p.m. January the 6th. T's and C's apply.
Bum, 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 bum. Okay, enough razzmatazz. But it's not every day a new scratch card drops. With the new Set for 5 Year scratch card from the National Lottery, you could win £5 a month, every month, for 5 years. Pick up yours in-store today and get scratching. Search Dream Big, Play Small. Rules, procedures and game-specific rules apply. Players must be 18 or over.
Welcome to Peloton, where your workout doesn't have to feel like work, unless you want it to. Adapt your goals and motivations as you adapt with life, because Peloton is much more than a bike. It's yoga, strength training, meditation, and of course, the Peloton tread. Get your endorphins endorphing with up to £450 off selected Peloton Bike Plus and tread packages at onepeloton.co.uk. Terms apply. Find your push, find your power. power. Peloton. Offer ends 21st January 2025. Internet connection and Peloton all access membership at £39 per month required. Terms apply. See onepeloton.co.uk.
Talksport 2, official broadcast partner of the Premier League and the English Football League. Hard-hitting football coverage on DAB+, online, via the Talksport app and on your smart speaker.
An absolutely magnificent effort!
EFL Live on Talksport 2.
Yeah, this afternoon we're live up in the northeast of England. Sunderland 1, Portsmouth 0 is the half-time score. Mark Wilson and Mickey Gray here with live second-half commentary to come in what is another huge week of sporting action across the Talksport network. Starts tomorrow with a double-header. Live and exclusive on Talksport. Wolves take on Nottingham Forest in the Premier League. Adrian Durham, Sam Matterface and Troy Deeney, our team there. Meanwhile, here on Talksport 2, 8 o'clock tomorrow night, we're live and exclusive back in the Championship for QPR against Luton. That is a massive game. At the bottom end of the Championship, Nigel Adley and the former Luton striker Sam Parkin will be alongside Hugh Wozencroft for that. Then Tuesday it's Carabao Cup semi-final first leg, Arsenal against Newcastle. Adrian Durham, Jim Proudfoot and the former Arsenal defender Martin Keown, our commentary team for that one. Wednesday at 8 it's the other semi-final in the Carabao Cup. Tottenham take on Liverpool. Adrian Durham with Sam Matterface and the former Chelsea defender Scott Minto. Thursday we're into FA Cup action. Everton take on Peterborough. That's live on Talksport. Joe Shannon and Lucy Ward alongside Adrian for that. And then on Friday, big game, Aston Villa against West Ham. Third round FA Cup action. Hugh Wozencroft, Jim Proudfoot and the former Villa captain Andy Townsend. That takes us nicely into Game Day Live, and there are a plethora of commentaries to get involved with. Looking forward to being a part of that next weekend. FA Cup third round action. Nobody does it better than Talksport. That Villa game, Villa West Ham, Mickey, you were at Man City yesterday.
Yes.
West Ham thoroughly beaten on the scoreboard, but hearing your reports on the game yesterday, I don't think it was quite as one-sided as it seemed, was it?
Well, do you know, it's strange, isn't it? Because, as we all do, Mark, when we finished our commentaries or reports and everything, you get in the car and you listen to the phone in, and I don't think there was a lot of West Ham supporters were happy with the performance. You don't go to the Etihad Stadium and have 17 chances against Manchester City if you haven't played well. They could have been 2 up. They could have got themselves on level terms with 3 massive chances at the end of the game. And City weren't at their best. I think they're just trying to get through games at the moment. You know, we know they've got the quality. You know, Haaland's always going to get goals for them. But I thought West Ham played pretty well. Yeah, well, it's just finished actually in the Premier League. Fulham 2, Ipswich 2. Could have been so much more again for Ipswich. Concede an injury time equaliser. It's becoming a bad habit, isn't it? But on the other side of the coin for Ipswich, they're getting the noses in front. They're scoring goals in the Premier League. Yeah, and I think they're always going to have that threat with Liam Delap, who's got himself on the score sheet today as well, hasn't he, Bo? Yeah. How big would that have been? You know, back-to-back wins against Chelsea, and then a winner today would have been absolutely huge. And the crazy thing about it is they could have actually been looking at the likes of even Manchester United and Crystal Palace and thinking, well, hang on a minute, we've just put a little bit of more pressure on them, but have they got themselves out the bottom 3? I'm not quite sure they have. No, on goal difference. They're in the bottom 3 on goal difference, so they've still got a little bit to do yet. But look, they're competing, aren't they? Yeah. That's the main thing. It is ended there 2-2. Still to come. Liverpool taking on Manchester United. That game getting the go-ahead after what was a snowy day in Liverpool. Mickey Gray, what's your thoughts on Liverpool against Manchester United? Well, I think everybody looking from the outside would be probably saying how many are Liverpool going to win by. I think United got a couple of draws and a win against them last season, Mark, didn't they? But they certainly got a thumping earlier on at Old Trafford 3-0, and Liverpool just overran them. And I think you look at the form of Liverpool right now, you look at the form of Manchester United, you'd probably say there's only going to be one winner. I think United have got too many concerns, I really do, and Liverpool are absolutely flying right now. Yeah, they are. Ruben Amorim, I mean, he's actually come out. I mean, this is almost unthinkable. He said that Manchester United could be in the relegation battle. Yeah, I heard that. I was at the presser when he actually said that at the end of one of the games, and I've been in his presser over the last couple of weeks as well. And do you know what? I really like the guy. I think he speaks a lot of sense. You get more out of him than a lot of managers. Well, certainly Eric Ten Hag put it that way. But his hands side, Mark, and I mean, even in January, people are thinking he's going to bring in 4 or 5 fresh faces. I don't think they can do it because of FFP. I think there could be a lot of loanee players. He's talked about bringing in some legs, energy in that midfield area, certainly defensively. I mean, they've just triggered Harry Maguire's 1-year extension on his contract. It's a long road for Manchester United, I've got to tell you, and how many players are going to have to leave that club before they actually get it right. I think you need 2 or 3 transfer windows. I really do hope that Amorim gets the chance, but the change with the 3 at the back, the defence, it's just not working. Clearly it's not working at the moment. I think it's there for everybody to see, but my goodness, the last place you want to be going to is Anfield.
A lot has been made about Manchester United and the need to buy players. They've bought loads of players, haven't they?
Yeah.
Have they just bought the wrong ones?
In my eyes, yes. I think you look at the players that they have signed, and I think the first thing that springs to my mind is quick fix. Experienced players like Casemiro are only going to come through the door and they're going to give you 1 good year, which is what he did. Second year, he really struggled, I think, over the last couple of weeks. You can see. And time waits for no man. That's why I'm sat next to you right now, because I'd still be out playing football. Your legs stop running the way that they used to when you were 27, 28, 29. When you get into your 30s, it's very hard. You've got to try and find a different way. Christian Eriksen, Lindelof, they've got so many players at that club that, in my eyes, they shouldn't be there. They've got no assets, which is the problem, so they're not going to bring the money back into the club to bring the players that Amorim actually wants to take to Manchester United. I don't know where you start. I really don't. And the problem is, by the time he gets the squad and the players that he wants, then Bruno Fernandes is going to be 33, 34 years old. So then you're starting again. It's just a merry-go-round of players come through that club, and because they've made that many silly mistakes over the last decade is why they're in this problem now.
Is probably the biggest benefit to Amorim is that I think, and I know a couple of Manchester United followers personally, is that I think there's a realisation from the fan base of what has gone wrong, and this is not. There's no easy fix now. They can't go and spend 500 million and put it right tomorrow. They're going to act like you said. They've got to sell. They've got to wheel and deal. They've got to bring players in. It's going to take an awful long time.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, even younger players who have came through the club, Mark, have just not kind of hit the heights. Joshua Zirkzee, I mean, there's talk already about him maybe even leaving in January, and I'm sure that Man United want to make it a permanent one, but I think it's going to be a loan. You know, where another club's going to maybe take on half his wages, or maybe at the end of the loan then they buy the player, so that money's not going to come straight into the club, which is a real concern. I mean, their best player is Amad Diallo, who was at Sunderland 2 seasons ago, and he's broke into the first team. I mean, he's irreplaceable at the moment at Manchester United, and you're thinking they've spent £85 million on a right winger in Anthony, who's just not cut the cloth, has he? I think, we all agree on that. How much are you going to get for him? You're not going to get anywhere near the £85 million. So yet again, you would say another huge mistake.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. On the other side of it, Arne Slot's come in and done an outstanding job at Liverpool. In effect, they've just carried on where they left off, in some ways, maybe even better.
Well, I don't think you can do a comparison with Liverpool and Man United, because Slot was left an incredible team. And he's just walked in and went, well, OK, I don't need to change too much. Yeah, OK, I'll tinker a little bit, how we build up our play. Well, he's been phenomenal, and I think when he speaks a lot of sense. Of course, you can do that when you're winning every week, because you're full of confidence in front of camera. And the players have certainly bought into what he's doing. I think their big concern is the 3 players that are out of contract. If he can get that sorted out, then Liverpool are not going to go away.
Yeah, it is an option, isn't it, that they could keep all 3. There's certainly been a lot more talk about Trent Alexander-Arnold and Real Madrid trying to buy him, and that may be just forcing the issue for them. Let's just drop into the Championship if we can, Mickey. I was at Hull yesterday. Leaders leads 3-1 up. Cruising, in my opinion, to Vich, even though Hull did play really well, but an Ilem Melier howler dropped the ball basically on the goal line under no pressure at all. Hull scored, then go get a late leveller. Ilem Melier here at the Stadium of Light cost Leeds 2 points with that howler right at the end of the game. He's cost them, in my opinion, another 2 yesterday. Does Daniel Farke have a big decision to make in goal?
Oh, 100%, yeah. I think he's got a big decision to make in this January window, whether Meslier is going to be the goalkeeper who's going to take them forward, or whether he thinks he needs maybe an experienced head in that goal for Leeds United, because they've got all the tools, haven't they? You look at their squad to get back into the Premier League, but I think over the years, Mark, no one's got very far with a poor goalkeeper. And if you keep making mistakes, then I think Daniel Farke has got to certainly have a look at that and maybe think to himself, this might be the difference between us finishing 1, or 2 in the Championship, or do we have to go through the playoffs?
Yeah, OK. Take your Sunderland hat off, if you would, for a minute. Which 2 are going to get the automatic? I mean, obviously it's Leeds, Burnley, Sheffield United, Sunderland in that order at the minute.
Well, in my eyes, I think if you've got a solid base, I think you give yourself a real chance of promotion. I'm gonna say Burnley. I think Burnley look really good, albeit they're not going out and scoring loads of goals. I think they've got enough, and I'm sure they've just took Barnes back, haven't they?
They have, yeah. They have.
Great experience. Sheffield United under Chris Wilder, albeit I thought Sunderland outplayed them here at the Stadium of Light on New Year's Day. I think I'd go Burnley and Leeds, but I think it's still going to be tough.
Yeah. Teams out for the second half here then. And we are underway. We'll give you the teams in just a moment. As it is Sunderland 1, Portsmouth 0. You're listening live on Talksport 2. Mark Wilson and Mickey Gray here live at the Stadium of Light. Ball here on the near side as the pass goes forward here, and there could be a chance. Is this going to be a penalty? Now that is a big shout for Sunderland, and there has been a change because Dennis Serkin has come on, hasn't he, at half time, and it was Dennis Serkin who was brought down, or I thought he was brought down in the area. Look, there was a half-hearted shout in the first half, Mickey Gray. That looked a little bit more of a case.
Yeah, it did. I mean, he came on the left-hand side, Dennis Serkin. We were surprised he didn't start the game. He came on for a less in this left-back position. Well, if you get goal side of your marker and you go to ground and you've got half a chance of getting your shot away, you go down for a reason. I think you're right, Mark. I think there was a bit more contact there. Yes, people coming back from maybe getting a half-time tease and maybe a pint. You know, there wasn't as big of a cheer as the first one in the first 45 minutes, but a big shout again for a penalty.
Yeah, I think I need to get a booster seat here. We are right at the back of the main stand. It is a hike to get up here, but I actually can't see over the edge of the table. I didn't see Dennis Serkin come on, so I apologise. I'll check for any other changes before I give you the full team news here for the second half. But Sunderland in front, and nearly a big chance, and for Sunderland to get the scoring going in the second half here. Ball poked forward. Mayenda can't quite control it. Bellingham is beaten in the air, and there could be a chance here. Murphy is denied by a sliding Hume challenge, and it's back to Patterson, who will have a touch, and he will knock it forward and down and long over the halfway line. So Portsmouth have it inside their own half, and here now the ball played forward by Swanson and out for a throw-in. So it is Patterson in goal, Serkin, O'Nien, Meffam and Hume at the back, Neal and Bellingham holding, Ashish, Mayenda and Roberts behind Wilson Isidore, who has scored for the third time in 4 games today. For Portsmouth, Schmidt in goal, Ogilvie, Towler, Pack and Swanson, Dozzell and Potts in midfield, with Murphy, Lang and Lane behind Colby Bishop, who is leading the line.
Yeah, I think, from a Sunderland perspective as well, albeit I think they're in control of the game, but I do think they need to score that second goal, because it's like one of those games that it feels like the goal is not enough. And there's a couple of players out there you want to improve. O'Sheesh, he's not really got going in my eyes. Yes, he had one decent strike in that first 45 minutes, but he's given the ball away a lot. And certainly Trey Hume needs a little bit of help in that right-back position. He's done very well. But Murphy, there's no question, he looks a threat for Portsmouth down that left-hand side, and they will try and get that ball out with that diagonal pass, and if he gets in a 1v1 situation, you can see Portsmouth causing Sunderland a real threat. Yeah,
he probably is just a little bit like Regis Labrie in those wide areas, like Sir Pervader, Rigg, Watson, even Huggins, Mundell, all missing. The players that can add an attacking threat going the other way, and he's without all of those today.
Yeah, and this might not have been the 11 that Reggie Labrie would have picked for this game. Thinking the busy period that they've had because of the injuries, these players are probably playing more minutes than they were expected to play. And this when oh my goodness.
Now Patterson's giving it away straight to Colby Bishop. Edge of the area, pokes it too wide for Lang. He'll keep it in though. Lang stands it up back to Bishop with a header. He's put it wide. That's a real chance, and it comes from Sunderland playing out from the back, and Patterson there's had a bit of a let off.
Well, what is it with goalkeepers today, giving the ball away when the ball's anywhere near the feet? Again, Patterson, there's not much pressure on him, is there? But Colby Bishop just puts him under a little bit more pressure, and he gets that ball into that 18-yard box. I thought he could have got his shot away earlier. When the ball comes back into the box for his header, I think he has to do better himself. That's a big opportunity for the away team.
It is indeed. Still 1-0. And Sunderland now have got a free kick that O'Nien will take. He'll get it away to Meffam. And he now will back to 09, and he will bring it forward over the halfway line. Sunderland in their red and white striped shirts, the black shorts and the red and white socks, attacking from right to left. Here goes Dan Neil. Again, a little drop of the shoulder. Tries to find Wilson Isidore, but his pass is cut out. It's cleared away. And Hume over on the far side will retain possession. Gets it back to Meffam, who comes towards halfway. Sunderland looking to attack. Mayenda made a run. Ball is cut away from him. And here now is Freddie Potts, who's been busy. He gets the ball away, and over halfway now goes Lang. He gets it away on the near side. This is Paddy Lane now. Lane trying to drive in towards the edge of the area. Good skill gets him down towards the byline. Can he find a cross? He can't. There's a tangling of legs. The ball is stuck under feet. Sunderland trying to work it out up the touchline. Lane's kept that in. Lane has got past his man now. Tried to pull it back. It'll fall. Crunching tackle goes in there from Bellingham. And that's a goal kick. That was a genuine 50-50. Both players went flying in and Sunderland get the goal kick.
Well, I love to see that. Isn't it an old-fashioned challenge, isn't it? Joe Bellingham there going to ground. Had to time it right. You could hear the clash, couldn't you, of the ball in between the players' feet. And you heard the big cheer from the Sunderland supporters as well. But just prior to that, Dennis Erkin probably thought the ball was going to go out of play. Did not. Give Portsmouth the opportunity to get on the front foot themselves.
Well, that was a poor ball forward, it seemed, but it's actually turned out quite nicely for Sunderland. Here now on the left, as she puts the ball in, and Mayenda arriving was denied by a last-ditch challenge from the defender to put it behind for a corner. Well, it was Patterson's ball forward. It seemed to bobble its way up towards halfway, but one flick, Mickey, and Sunderland were on the break again.
Yeah, that was better, wasn't it? Counter-attacking football. Oh, Sheesh down this left-hand side. I wanted to see more of that in the first 45 minutes. He's got the pace to do it. Running in behind a fullback. Whips it in first time. You can see the run from the end to the near post as well. A lot better.
Yeah, it was. Corner Sunderland. Can they get a second goal here? Ball chipped in. It's allowed to run through the 6-yard box. And then on the volley, it's put wide by O'Nien. Well, it was worth the hit, but what on earth happened there? It was like an opening bowler leaving a straight ball. It's your stumps. They all just moved out of the way and let it through the 6-yard box.
Yeah, if you can imagine just every player just standing static. Or Sheesh again, I was just about to criticise him because his corner was really poor. It was along the ground yet again, but every Portsmouth player, every Sunderland player basically static and stood still. Just take one opportunity for one player just to break into the 6-yard box and just connect with it. That should have been 2-0.
Yeah, should have been. Still 1 though. We're here many times under the Tony Mowbray era where they play really well, Sunderland, and then letting a goal late on and end up with a point when they should have got more. And it has got a bit of a feel about that. They'll need a second. Neil, well, if he's kept that in, he's a magician. How has he done that?
Brilliant.
Over on the far side, and forward now go Hume and Sunderland. Feeds it to Roberts. Little step, gets it away to Mayenda. Mayenda now driving into the right-hand side of the penalty area. He was looking for Isidore. It's going to be cleared away here. And they did well not to foul there, and in the end the ball is just cleared out for a thrown over on the far side. He's a threat, Mayenda. He's always looking to get in towards goal, and he's always looking for his mate Isidore.
It's incredible, Martin. I mean, sometimes you see young players and they break into the first team, and you see them on the odd occasion, you think, no, they're not good enough. They can't cut the cloth in the Championship, but you give them that little bit of time, and I think this is where managers need a bit of credit. They show that patience with younger players, and Mayenda, I mean, what a threat he is down that final third, isn't he? When he picks that ball up, he runs at defenders. He's a real threat with that left foot. He's got pace, power. He's got an eye for a cross, a goal, no doubt about it. He looks really, really bright.
Yeah, he does indeed. It is still 1-0 to Sunderland. You're live on Talksport 2. Forget Mayenda, only 19 years of age. Oh, that ball given away by Meffam. And now driving forward is Murphy. He's asked too much and he's gone for a dive there. That, to me, the referee should be booking him for that. Murphy kicked the ball straight off the end of the field and dived after it. Thought I was watching the Super League there. I thought he'd just scored a try, Mickey.
Well, he's arguing his case, isn't he? He's just having a little word with Chris Meffam. I think he was hoping that there was going to be contact more than anything else because his touch just took him away, didn't it? It was way too far in front of him. Again, Sunderland giving the ball away, playing out from the back. But when it goes over to Murphy there, I think he's just got to be a little bit more direct because if you're running straight at a centre-half, you just need to chop the ball onto that right foot. But on a couple of occasions he's done that in this game, hasn't he, where I think he's got a chance to get his shot away and he's tended to go onto his weaker left foot, cross the ball, or nothing come at the end of it. And on this occasion, nothing did.
No, Still Sunderland lead by a 1-0, and chances again are coming at both ends of the field. Who will get the second goal of this match? All important. Second goal. Sunderland chasing down as it stands. 2 points off the top two in the Championship. Ball forward. Mayenda's giving chase. Keeper's coming. Going to have to come out of his area. Heads it away, and he was just about got enough of it in the end. He's done well there, the goalkeeper. Now he's scampering back as Dennis Serkin has the ball. He's bundled over. Picked up there by Bellingham, who somehow gets his way out of two Portsmouth tackles, but he then loses it and it's knocked forward, and it should be dealt with by Serkin, whose header is a good one. In fact, it was O'Nien whose header was a good one. Finds Dan Neal, who's told by 30,000 Sunderland fans there's a man on him, and he didn't hear them. And the ball works its way forward. It's just got a bit helter-skelter in the middle of the field at the moment. Just needs someone to get hold of it and have a touch.
Yeah, it has, Mark. It's certainly not like what we saw in the first 45 minutes. It's really sloppy. Players giving the ball away too many times in that midfield area in the final third. Nobody's really been clinical enough. And this is why I keep saying complacency in the game. And, you know, you just sense that one goal is not going to be enough in this football match.
No, Portsmouth trying to break down their right-hand side, and the pass really was a pass made for a run that never came. Again, Schmidt has come racing out of his area at the other end of the field. Now that's risky. He's just poked it in the midfield. That could have gone anywhere. But Sunderland are going to get to the ball quickly because Callum Lang is on the half turn for Portsmouth. Gets it out wide on the Pompey left-hand side. Bishop waits in the middle for a cross. There are three turquoise shirts waiting. Cross stands up. It comes off a defender. O'Nien heads it back to where it came. Cushion header away for Roberts. Needs to clear his lines there and really gave it back to Trey Hume, who had nowhere to go, and it's going to be at the expense of a corner. I think Roberts there, he's just got to get rid of that, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's really sloppy. He's trying a little flick with his right foot. His stronger foot being his left. He's done really well to get himself back into a defensive position, but here's Portsmouth on the front.
Yeah, chance for the shot edge of the box, and Ashish, in fairness, charges it down. He races up towards halfway, but Pack beats him to it. Nudges it down the touchline. Roberts on Murphy. This time it was a rugby tackle, and that'll be a free kick. Level with the edge of the penalty area, right on the other side of the field. And Portsmouth getting up a bit of a head of steam here. We'll get your team news from Anfield in a moment on that big game that Sam Matterface and the team will be covering over on the Sunday session. Here it's 1-0. We've had 58 minutes, I think, on the clock here at the Stadium of Light, and it is Sunderland who lead by a 1-0. But they're defending here.
It's Portsmouth who are in the ascendancy in the second 45 minutes. I've more looked towards my right-hand side than to my left in this second 45 minutes, and a big chance for them on this set piece.
Yeah, Sunderland trying to hold the penalty spot line. Ball whipped in, it's a good ball. Patterson comes and collects, good goalkeeping. If he bowls it out, Ashish had made a great run. And in fact, then as he tries to kick it, it's kicked out of his hands, and well, I'm not sure why that's not a booking for the, I think it's the centre-half, Riley Towler, who stopped Patterson, because in effect he has stopped there the chance of a counter-attack.
Yeah, and it came late as well, didn't it, Mark? You could hear the Sunderland supporters that were trying to get Patterson to play the ball out to the right-hand side to Ashish. He held on for a little bit too long, and Riley Towler, he probably saw the incident, and he just stood in front of Patterson. But you're right. And is he going to give him a yellow card now?
Yes, he does. I think that is a deserved yellow card. I think if Patterson had his time again, he would have got that ball away. Ashish had a bit of room in front of him. There was a big margin for error there for Patterson to drop the ball in, but he, sadly, for a Sunderland point of view, couldn't get his man.
I just wonder why it took him so long. Sorry, Mark.
Oh, no,
the referees give the foul. He's let Towler go back into his position, then have a little word with Anthony Patterson before running then back to the centre-half to go into his pocket to give him that yellow card.
Yeah, ball flicked on here by Roberts. Mayenda's after it. It might fall back to Roberts, 30 yards out from goal. Just pokes it towards Bellingham and moves it swiftly to Ashish. There are 4-5 red and white shirts. Ashish feeds it to Serkin. Serkin drills it across goal to the far post, falling down into the ground and over the top. It was half a chance there, and it was Isidore's effort that bounces over the crossbar and behind for a goal kick.
I mean, I think he's been fantastic, Isidore. I think he's made some really good runs, and yes, he's got himself on the score sheet already in this game, but I know we're not getting the chance to see the replay of this map. I think he's got to head that. It's done really well down the left-hand side, Dennis Serkin. He's dinked the ball towards the back stick. Yes, you want to score a spectacular goal every single time, but I think it was a simple one for him just to head that low back into the corner that it came from. And I think that was a better opportunity for Isidore to get his second goal.
Yeah, ball headed away by Sunderland on halfway. Still a 1-0. We're approaching the hour mark here at the Stadium of Light. You're live on Talksport 2. Give you the team news. Anfield, Liverpool, Alisson in goal. A back four of Alexander-Arnold. Konate's back, Van Dijk and Robertson. As Roberts just skips away down the right-hand flank, cuts in. He's got a chance to shoot here. Shot deflected, and the keeper down low to his left makes a good save. Good work there from Patrick Roberts. So that Liverpool team, Becker in goal, Alexander-Arnold, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Gravenberch and McAllister holding, Mo Salah, Curtis Jones, Cody Gakpo, and up front Diaz. For Manchester United, Onana in goal, back three, De Ligt, Maguire and Martinez, Mazraoui, Mainu, Agartin, Dalot across the middle, Diallo and Fernandes behind Højlund, who leads the line up top. Mickey, your thoughts on those two?
Well, I think Man United they need to freshen up, didn't they? They need some energy, certainly in a game against Liverpool, because you know what that forward line are going to bring, but I think they'll just be hoping to hang on to them as long as they possibly can and maybe nick one on the break.
Yeah, here are Sunderland now countering themselves. Ashish has it onto the left-hand side of the penalty area. Sirkin, a willing runner. They back off Ashish. He went for the shot but didn't really open his body out enough, and now Portsmouth are breaking in behind where Dennis Sirkin should be. Great tackle, Dan Neal. He's been everywhere today for Sunderland. Slides in, wins another great tackle. Bellingham has it. Game's just opening up, and you do feel that favours Sunderland.
Yeah, it does. Ashish, I mean, you're never quite convinced, are you, when he goes through? I mean, he never really looked convincing in this situation, but you see they're breaking Portsmouth down slowly but surely.
Here's Mayenda, lays it back to Roberts. Roberts encouraged to shoot, little step over, goes right of goal, tries to pull it back. He get another chance to put the cross in, this time on his left foot. No, he's not done it yet. He's having a running, trying to open up a shooting opportunity. Shoots, hits the defender there, Ogilvie, and it's thumped clear, and 09 did well. They need to win the second ball here. Bellingham with a great touch takes him away from Lang. The game is opening up here. Portsmouth are starting to leave a few more players upfield trying to break, but it's Sunderland who are doing all the breaking. 09's imploring Ashish to make a run. He didn't, so he gives it to Sirkin. Here now is 09 again. Now he finds Ashish. Level with the edge of the area, left-hand side. Lays it back to Luke 09. There are 7 Sunderland shirts in an attacking position here. 09 is left to wander into the penalty area. Feeds it to Sirkin. Wasn't the best ball, but Sirkin goes past his man. Drives it into the 6-yard box, and it's poked behind. It was also nearly turned into his own net by Dazelle. It's a Sunderland corner.
Well, it was like a chance that was never going to come, wasn't it? Luke 09, I think he was involved more than he ever has been in the 18-yard area. A couple of little give and goes. When he does play that ball to Dennis Sirkin, you're thinking, can he get past Swanson? Well, he just skipped by him. Tries to get that ball whipped in towards that near post, and you could see 2 or 3 Portsmouth defenders there just to clear their lines, but they're hanging on the away side at the moment, aren't they? Sunderland just starting to go through the gears.
Yep, they are. Corner kick. 61 on the clock, 62 on the clock. Still Sunderland 1, Portsmouth 0. Ashish tries to work a short corner, but Portsmouth had it covered, and now they're breaking forward here. Bishop feeds it wide to Murphy. Murphy just had to check, and Ashish got back, made the tackle, but then lost the ball. Then Hugh makes a tackle. Then another tackle thunders in. Bellingham picks it up. He finds Ashish. The game opening up here. Ashish has got Isidore and Mayenda in the box. Into the right foot. Is he going to shoot? He tried to lay it off to Bellingham. And now another break is on, but again Portsmouth just showed too much of it, and Roberts is back there doing the tackling. Roberts now drives forward. He tries to slide it in for Isidore. Isidore gets it, loses it, and then the keeper comes and said, enough of this, get rid of it. Wow, what a passage of play.
Yeah, well, they've got the crowd involved. It was very quiet in here because I think they were frustrated as well. Patrick Roberts, he got bundled to the ground. He was rolling everywhere, but then I think he must have had a little half look up because the ball fell back to his feet. Showed great skill to Ashish again. But Ashish in the last 2 or 3 minutes, has he given the ball away 4 or 5 times? He's just been bundled down to the ground himself. And I think Swanson's going to pick up a yellow card. I think it is Swanson, but it wouldn't surprise me if this has changed down this left-hand side. Ashish, yes, willing runner, but that quality in the final third just hasn't been there for him today.
No, it hasn't. But the opportunity to attack is there, isn't it? And that's something that surely Regis Lebris will be looking at and considering. His options, as we said, are somewhat limited down that side, and maybe that's why Sirkin came on. Maybe it was a tactical change at half-time. Here now is the free kick from the Sunderland left. Ashish Moves away from Roberts, who's going to deliver left-footed, swings it towards the far post. There's a player on mark, pulls it down. Bellingham had time to touch. Can he get the shot away? It's blocked in the end. Falls edge of the box, and O'Nien screws it wide. Bellingham, just for a second, looked like he'd opened up a chance, but he just took a second too long.
It's incredible. I've been to the stadium on, half a dozen times this season, and every time I see Joe Bellingham, he seems to get better in the second half. It's like he grows into a game. He doesn't want to make a mistake in the first half. Yes, if something comes his way, he'll take it without a doubt. But in the second half, his energy levels seem to spring up a little bit. He's been everywhere. Talked about Dan Neil as well, Mark. He's been outstanding today. But Bellingham, he's the real threat when he gets around that 18-yard box. Tried to get his shot away, just got blocked by 2 or 3 Portsmouth players.
Here now, the ball worked out wide. O'Nien feeds it to Ashish. Ashish feeds it back to O'Nien. Can he pull it back into the penalty area? Big chance here for Roberts. Lays it back. Isidore, he's put it wide from the D. Went for the curler. Everybody waiting for the net to bulge, and it's the wrong side of the post. Still Sunderland 1, Portsmouth 0.
What a move. Absolutely brilliant, wasn't it, from Sunderland? Getting away from the markers. Luke O'Nien's done fantastic, I have to say. Pretty much gets towards the byline, pulls a lovely ball back towards the edge of the penalty spot. Looks like it's going to be Bellingham, looks like it's going to be Roberts. Isidore's just waiting there for the little pullback. When it comes, he's just waiting from his right foot for him to curl it into that top corner. Couldn't have been far away. He's had some big chances to centre forward today.
Yep, he has. All headed out of play over on the far side. And it is still 1-0. 63 on the clock here. They're approaching kick-off at Anfield, where Liverpool will take on Manchester United. Earlier on, Fulham 2, Ipswich 2. Was a full time from the Premier League. What's going on today? All the goals as they're going over on Talksport. And here come Portsmouth on the attack, on the edge of the Sunderland area. Bellingham rather let it bounce. Ashish has done really well there. In the end, his pass to Mayenda was a bit of a ballooned one, but it allowed Mayenda to challenge for it. And now there could be a break on. Isidore's been rugby tackled, and that is a stonewall red card. Portsmouth are going to be down to 10. There can be no complaints. It has denied a clear-cut goal-scoring opportunity. And it is Marlon Pack who's been sent packing. He has stopped Isidore in on goal. It could be a game saver, but they're going to spend the rest of the game with 10 as Marlon Pack is sent walking.
Well, you could just see as that ball was played forward, it was a 3v3 situation. And when that ball bounced down, you could see Marlon Pack, he was always in trouble. You could see Isidore was wanting to try and run in behind him. His first touch is great to get him away from the player. And as he got in behind, you could see Pack just pulled onto that shirt of Isidore, gave the referee a decision to make. It was the right decision. He had to go because he was in on goal. And they're down to 10 men, a goal behind. It's going to be so difficult for Portsmouth now.
It is indeed. It was as clear-cut as a decision as you will get, but he has stopped Isidore maybe potentially wrapping the game up anyway at 2-0. And credit there Ashish, because Bellingham sold him out a little bit. Ashish did really well. He just put a ball up in the air for Mayenda to challenge for it. He challenged for it, and within 2 seconds they were in on goal.
Yeah. And it was said, Mark, throughout the whole of the game, that's the run he's been trying to make, Isidore, isn't it? The one in behind. He could have been put in on 4 or 5 occasions. He's had 2 great chances in the second half. Could have actually had a hat-trick in the game, and I'm sure his eyes lit up as he got in behind Pack there. It was a 1v1 situation with the goalkeeper, but felt that shirt being tugged, couldn't stay on his feet, went to ground, and he had to go, Pack, didn't he? I mean, it's a silly foul, but you're right. He's probably tried to keep his team in it just up 1-0, but they're down to 10 men now, and you would only think there was only one side going on to win 3 points here.
Yeah, just a quarter of the game remaining. Free kick for Sunderland. There's been a Portsmouth player getting treatment down on the edge of the penalty area. That is all resolved now. Is this just a little bit too far out for Roberts? It's about 30 yards out, Mickey, but it looks like he might be about to have a crack. But before we do that, John Mousinho is going to make changes. And
Swanson, I think, is one of the players who's going to be coming off, isn't it?
Yeah, so it is. It's
shuffling the pack a little bit.
They are, and also coming off Paddy Lane. So I think it's Lane and Swanson that have made way. We'll confirm that in a moment. The players coming on. Terry Devlin is one of those, and the other one is Rob Atkinson. So Devlin and Atkinson into the action. A free kick here, so I'll go back to my original question. Is this too far out for a shot?
Well, I don't think you'd be taking a shot on from there, but the way the two players standing over the ball are set up, it actually looks like they're taking the shot on. It is windy and skiddy.
Yeah.
You just never know.
Is it Ashish who's going to hit it? He is towards the goal, but didn't have enough pace. The direction was good, but across was Schmidt to deal with it, and in the end he dealt with it quite comfortably. And it's still 1-0, but it's Portsmouth down to 10 for the remainder of this match.
Yeah, I think you were probably right, Mark. It was too far out, wasn't it? I think it's a save that Schmidt should make in that Portsmouth goal. He saw it very early, didn't he? Got across to his left-hand side, and it was a simple save in the end. It probably would have been better, O'Shea's just dinking that one over the back of the line of Portsmouth and seeing if they got any joy from that.
Yeah. Here comes Sunderland again. There's going to be some more spaces because Portsmouth have got to try and chase the game, and they've also got a player less now. Sunderland work it out on the near side. Dennis Sirkin has it. As he now offloads the ball to Ashish, gets it back, and 09 has it on halfway. So just to confirm the changes, Devlin for Swanson, Atkinson for Lane as we thought. And Rob Atkinson making his debut here today. Ball out on this near side. Sunderland have it. They'll feed it now to Ashish, level with the edge of the penalty area. Onto his right foot, whips it in from the left. It's dealt with and then bundled clear by Devlin. They're appealing for a free kick. Colby Bishop said he was brought down. They just need something to get them out at the moment, Portsmouth, as Sunderland are just looking to push them back. A second goal now surely would wrap it up for the Wearsiders. Bellingham has it. He comes forward. Ashish comes short. Looks for the possible give and go. Bellingham now feeds it back to Ashish, who again is trying to get in behind Devlin. He's got him behind him as well, down by the corner flag. Can he win a throw in? Well, he's kept the ball. Well, his close skill there was pretty good, but even he ran out of room, and it's out for a throw in.
Well, I mean, Devlin just came onto the field, hasn't he? I think he will slot into that right-back position with Swanson going off, and Atkinson is a centre-half, isn't he, Mark? So I think that's how they're going to set up now, Portsmouth. 2 banks of 4, leaving Bishop up front. These players are going to have tired legs. I talk about that Christmas period. Well, going down to 10 men is not going to make things any easier for them. And they're just going to have to hang on. There's going to be an onslaught of pressure, isn't there, from this forward line of Sunderland. And I'm sure the home fans are hoping that they're going to get that second goal and see out this game and pick up 3 points. But it's always sometimes difficult, isn't it, playing against 10 men, because you know they're not going to come out too much. And it's how you break them down, but they've got to hang on, Portsmouth, if they can.
And in some ways, it seems a bizarre thing to say, the game was getting very stretched, which I thought went against Portsmouth. Well, they've got a chance here with Lang, who gets it 35 yards out, feeds it wide to Murphy. Murphy, we know, is a threat. Looks to cross deflected. Patterson did well, palms it up in the air, collects at the second attempt. With the game a little bit stretched, you felt that Sunderland were more likely to score a second goal. Now they might just be a little bit more cautious. But look, they'd take a point now, wouldn't they? They only need one. Even if it's 5 minutes left and they're one behind, they'll feel they've still got a chance.
Oh, absolutely. I think even 11v11 they would have hoped for a point. You know, if you come to the Stadium of Light, where you find out where Sunderland are in the table. And absolutely, but now they're down to 10 men. Just opportunities like we just had a moment ago. You know, they had 3 players in Sunderland's half. That's what they've got to try and hope for.
Here's Ashish now. Again, he gives the ball away. The end product has not been good enough from him. 09 is on the cover. Will just collect the ball on halfway. Pucks it into space. Neil gets it. Here's Sirkin, always looking to go forward. Sirkin finds Ashish into the area. Touch was heavy, back to Sirkin. Back Ashish is going to be offside if he gets that, isn't he? Well, the ball, I think, has run out, and he will be offside. Yeah, I think even the referee give that, and not the assistant.
Well, he didn't touch it, Mark, so it was an interesting one, wasn't it? I think that's why Ashish was quite clever. He tried to shield the ball out of play. Yes, he's involved because he's doing that. Well, I think the linesman on the far side, and he is a long way away from us, maybe thought that the player had a little touch and made contact with that, which is when he raised his flag.
Yeah, Robert Atkinson signed on loan, trying to bring some strength to the rear guard here for Portsmouth. They trail by a 1-0. That goal from Wilson Isidore on 8 minutes. The difference at the moment, there have been chances at both ends, but both sides have turned down opportunities, if you like, in this second half. And 09 has it on halfway. Sunderland with 16.5 minutes remaining. They win here. They're 2 points behind the automatic promotion spots. They're only 3 points off the lead. Ball given away, but they'll get it straight back. There's no out ball at the moment for Portsmouth, and that may be their undoing here. Portsmouth have been quite cute here. Ball to Bellingham. Bellingham, is he going to shoot? He's 25 out, he's going to shoot. It's headed away. But Portsmouth, as we said at the moment, they just cannot get out. They need to hold firm. Here's Dan Neal. Looks for the give and go. Works it nicely. Little flick round the corner from Hume. Finds Roberts. Roberts on the right. Cuts in. Goes past one. Slides it through to Hume. Hume pulls it back. Chance cleared off the line by Ender's effort. Great block. That was great football from Sunderland. How on earth it didn't go in? Mayenda would have thought he'd have scored, but it's cleared off the line. Still 1-0. Here's Ashish on the near side. Bit of a wrestling match. He concedes a free kick.
It's fantastic, isn't it? Been waiting for somebody just to spark this game into life in the second half, and it come from Patrick Roberts over on that right-hand side. The little jink, the drop of the shoulder. He played in Trey Hume, was playing a wonderful ball back towards the edge of the 18-yard area, the penalty spot. You're just waiting for that second goal from Mayenda. Is it on his weaker foot, his right foot? Could he have got it onto his left foot? But I still think he has to score. It's fantastic play.
Yeah, really good play from the home side, but it remains 1-0. Just speaking of games coming up, Stoke are here in the FA Cup. Stoke, the only team to beat Sunderland in recent weeks, but then next round of Championship fixtures, Burnley against Sunderland.
Yeah,
what a game that promises to be.
I think that's played on a Friday night as well, Mark. I mean, it's going to be an absolute cracker, that, isn't it?
It is.
Best defence against one of the best attacks in the division. Two sides at the top of the table. My goodness, you'd want to win that one.
You would. And Burnley, of course, were beaten here at the Stadium of Light earlier in the season. Here now comes Roberts again. The rain lashing down here on Weir side. Roberts onto his left foot, goes for the shot, deflected, and just the wrong side of the post. The keeper, he committed to the dive, and it goes behind for a corner.
Well, he sprung to life, Patrick Roberts, in the last few minutes. Looks really lively down that right-hand side. He's got that sacker about him, hasn't he, where he cuts in, and you just want him to fire and score a lot more goals because he's got the quality. On this occasion, his shot is deflected. You see the goalkeeper, Schmid, he was just hoping it was going to go wide because it can go anywhere.
Yeah, could have done. Reminder tomorrow, Wolves Forest live and exclusive on Talksport in the Premier League. Adrian Durham, Sam Matterface and Troy Deeney, our team, and we're live Talksport 2 QPR Luton at 8 tomorrow night. Sunderland looking for a second goal here. Swing the corner to the far post. Headed away. Will it fall nicely? She's just going to hit it. And it took a deflection and goes behind. Well, he got hold of that one okay. But sadly for him and Sunderland, there was a defender in the way.
Yeah, he certainly did. He's been waiting for that one. I think his eyes lit up, didn't he? Made great contact with it. I have to say, the ball's bouncing around. He's volleyed it, kept it low. And again, that deflection. They're hanging on Portsmouth at the moment.
Yeah. Another corner for Sunderland. Everyone gathered beyond the far post. It's going to be swung in. An opportunity here. Sunderland, this is a shot on goal, I think. Keeper's flapped at it. And it's eventually headed behind for another corner. Well, I'm not sure whether that was a shot or not, but it very nearly went in.
Well, he's got enough pace on it, Patrick Roberts there, hasn't he? He's whipped it in towards that far stick, and Schmidt had to be on his toes just to top that one, or tip that one over the top of the crossbar. But it's an onslaught from the home side at the moment.
It is, but it's only 1-0. Can they get that second important goal? Ball in again. Oh, keeper's been flattened there. The referee hasn't blown for that. The keeper got wiped out there by a Sunderland player, and he's just given a goal kick.
I think it was Isidore who came and he just nudged him or barged him in the back, let's say. Smith went straight to ground after trying to clear his lines, and I think you're right. I don't think the referee actually blew his whistle because he pointed straight for a goal kick.
Yeah, as soon as the ball went out. Carabao Cup semi-finals this week. Mickey first legs, Arsenal Newcastle live on Talksport Tuesday. Spurs Liverpool live on Wednesday. Who's going to make it to the final? And you are allowed to say Newcastle. I won't tell anybody here. There's only 30,000. They won't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's been a long time since they've won a trophy, isn't it? I mean, you look at the semi-finals and people say you don't take that competition seriously. I think they certainly do. It's an early chance to win a trophy. I don't know, Tottenham is another one as well. They've not won a trophy for such a long time. Postecoglou keeps saying, I win a trophy in my second season. Well, go and do it, my friend.
Yeah.
Can't pick a winner, Mark, sorry.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. The fence is well and truly sat upon by Mr. Gray, formerly of Sunderland. Ball played forward. Meffham's going to have to retreat back and get it. It's still 1-0 here. We've got About 12 minutes remaining of the 90. We've not had too many stoppages second half. We did have the sending off. If you just joined us, Wilson Isidore put Sunderland in front on 8 minutes before. In the second half, Marlon Pack was sent off for a professional foul, and it was as clear as they come as well. Ashish has it wide on the left. He pulled down Isidore, who was in on goal, and the referee had no hesitation but to send him off. Sunderland 1-0. I think based on the second half, if they don't win this game, Sunderland will be furious. But at the moment, so far so good for them. But a second goal will make the last few minutes a little bit more easy on the health of the Sunderland fans. They have it 30 yards out from goal. They're almost queuing up here. There's too many red and white shirts. A little flick wasn't enough, and that allows Portsmouth to try and play their way out of trouble. Lang, who been a little bit, I was looking forward to seeing him. He's been scoring goals, he's been playing well. He's just not really got involved, has he, at any point?
No, it's bizarre, isn't it? 9 goals, 1 assist this season. I was expecting a lot more from him as well, Mark, and it's just not happened for him, has it? And I think Portsmouth in the final third, even when they had 11 men, didn't really ask enough questions, did they? And I think they're probably hoping more than anything else now that they just get one big opportunity before the end of this game comes around. And Sunderland just freshening things up themselves now. You talk about energy levels. Well, Portsmouth is going to be very, very low because they're going to have to run that little bit harder than the home side, and you can see the pressure that Sunderland are putting on them, just hoping that they can get that second goal.
Yeah, Milan Aleksic has come on. The 19-year-old Serbian has come on for Adil Ashish, who he's offered a lot but not really produced a lot, if that makes it. He always looks dangerous but hasn't really produced as much as he should have done.
Yeah, I think his final thirds, his end product, the quality's just not been there, and I think over the last 10 minutes he's been giving the ball away a little bit, so maybe he just ran out of battery. Gives it somebody else an opportunity, doesn't it?
Yeah, here is Aleksic now. It's the ball away on this left-hand side. Sunderland have paid good money for a second goal here just to wrap things up, or it surely would against 10-man Portsmouth. But they're doing the right thing. They're keeping possession. They're not panicking. They've created a couple of opportunities as Meffam goes out wide to Roberts, who seems to be the go-to man in this second half, and he's had a good performance here. Here is Dan Neil. Neil forward, gets it to 09. Everybody barring Patterson in the Portsmouth half at the moment. Gets it away to Sirkin. Looks for the flick pass. Gets it back. Oh, they could have played him in Bellingham. He took it off him, and maybe the ball forward was the right one. Here's Bellingham. Squares it across the box. Over to the far side. Cross comes in, cleared away. It falls to 09. He's had a couple of pot shots. This one he gets hold of, but pulls it just wide of the far post, and it's behind for a goal kick.
Well, the shot eventually does come in, and it's a decent strike, isn't it, from Luke 09 on his left foot. He's patient, waits for it to catch it on the half volley. But I think you're completely right, Mark. When Joe Bellingham picks that ball up, you can see that underlapping run from Dennis Sirkin into the 18-yard box. I think he's got to play it to him first time. He's clear on goal. He opts out and then plays a square pass. Yes, the shot comes eventually, but be more clinical. Give it to the player who's running behind you and get that second goal.
Yeah, I would agree with that one. But it is still 1-0. There is still hope for Portsmouth, who were only out of the bottom 3 on goal difference coming into this one. Ball forward will go all the way to Schmidt, who collects it, and he now will bowl the ball out. Or is he going to kick it downfield? Looked like he was going to bowl it out. He decides he needs to get it forward quickly. 1-0 then into the final 8 minutes or so we go. We know that a win for Sunderland, and they would go within 2 points of Burnley, or they play in their next league match, so it's boiling up nicely if they can hang on.
What a game.
Yeah, should
what
be.
A game.
Here's Ogilvie though. Portsmouth, they'll feel they'll get one more chance. They've taken the game despite being down to 10. They've taken it into the final few minutes. They've hung on when they've had to hang on. Another goal, by the way, for Sunderland. Portsmouth will go in the bottom 3, so whilst it's not important, they're not going to get relegated today on the back of it, but they would psychologically drop into the bottom 3 again.
And I just wonder whether the players are aware of that as well. The Portsmouth players maybe hanging on at the moment. Defensively, you don't want to go into that bottom 3 because the next game just becomes that little bit more difficult, doesn't it? I know they've got that game against Wickham in the FA Cup, but Blackburn Rovers away, not an easy place to go to. But it's all about the now, isn't it?
Yeah. They've got Blackburn, then Middlesbrough and Stoke, but both of those games are at home, which Fratton Park is becoming a fortress. Ball flicked off the head of a Sunderland defender from long throw. Patterson picks it up, and he now He's not in as much of a rush as he would have been early on. 83 gone here. You're live on Talksport 2. Mark Wilson and Mickey Gray at a freezing cold Stadium of Light. But we're loving it. Bit of live football on Talksport 2. Plenty of it to come as well, including tomorrow night. QPR Luton live on Talksport 2. Here comes Roberts again. Roberts, who's hugged that touchline, now runs at Murphy. Murphy backtracking, holds him at bay, but now he's into the area. Roberts, little reverse pass, fell over. Oh, beautiful feet. Shot comes in, it's straight at the keeper. It was a good effort in the end. It was Trey Hume's effort. And the keeper, thankfully, that it was straight at him, still 1-0.
Well, brilliant, wasn't it, from Trey Hume? I mean, fullback coming forward and finding himself in the 18-yard box. The little quick feet, wasn't it? One foot to the other. Got his shot away with his left foot. Nice strike. Really good play. There's kind of an expectation, isn't there, when a side goes down to 10 men? You're thinking Sunderland, you know, you can hear it in the crowd at times, can't you? They're expecting a second and maybe even a third goal.
Here's Mayenda, whose touch takes him away. He's got Isidore in the middle. If he can find him, he might go in alone. Mayenda to win it for Sunderland. Shot block. Just got outnumbered by the sheer number of Portsmouth defenders around him, but the touch for the break was beautiful. But here come Portsmouth looking to break the other way. They've got players going forward. One of those is Callum Lang. Gets it out to Murphy, wide on the left. He drives forward. Good defending from Hume. Real good fullback's tackle. Mickey Gray would have been proud of that one. Yeah, that was good defending.
It was really, really good from Trey Hume. Showed his discipline. One moment he's in the opposition's 18-yard box, getting his shot away, gets himself back into position and just stands his ground alongside Josh Murphy. But moments earlier than that, and I've not criticised him a lot, but Mayenda, I think he had to put the afterburners on, Mark, because if he slowed down and let the Portsmouth players get themselves back goal side, you could see the run yet again from Isidore. He was waving his arms around because he didn't get the service again. But my goodness, that was a mistake.
Oh, that's a nice ball for Sirkin. He's in down the edge of the box. Can he pull it back for Isidore? It's cleared away. Sirkin will let that roll out for a corner. He does. And it's a corner. We're going to see the final changes, I think, from John Massinho, who's got subs ready. Owen Moxon and Christian Sadie about to come on. But it's a court. Oh, I think. Well, hang on a second here, because the referee now has changed his mind and given offside, but it came off a defender. How can it be offside?
Yeah, that's really bizarre. I mean, Dennis Sirkin's made a brilliant run in behind, hasn't he? And he was the one who got the cross into the box, and it was no doubt a Portsmouth player who put the ball out. And you're right, he just shielded it out. How can you change your mind in that position? And whether he thought Dennis Sirkin was offside when he got played through, but he certainly didn't look it from where we are, Mark.
No, well, look where he's been given about 2 yards off the goal line, hasn't he? I think Sirkin was onside there, but, well, we'll see. Changes being made here for the visitors. Dazelle and Potts are the two that make way, and on comes Owen Moxon and Christian Sadie. Sadie has got a couple of goals this season. Is there late drama here at the Stadium of Light? 86 gone. Still 1-0. Isidore's goal on 8 minutes, the difference between the two. There's, well, Hume just got his legs in a bit of a tangle there, and he couldn't clear it away, and it's out for a throw-in. Look, Portsmouth will still believe here, and it is a nervy Stadium of Light. There are a few people making their way to the exits, hoping by the time they get into the car it's still 1-0. Not fancying the walk back to the car in this rain. Here now is Lang. Lang looking to put the cross in. Good defending back there from the youngster. Alexic, the ball over the top. Mayenda's going to give chase. Smith has a touch. Oh, now he's dicing, but he does well. Gets it away on the near side to Moxon. And Moxon plays it in field. Here now is Murphy. You get the feeling if they are going to do anything, it might be from him. But Murphy finds Lang. That's a nice pass. And they're waiting in the middle for a good cross. And it is a good cross. Chance here for Bishop, and he's hacked away on the 6-yard line. If Bishop gets ahead on that, it's in. Great defending in the end, but Portsmouth were playing for a chance and they've just had one.
Oh, what a ball from Callum Lang over on this right-hand side. I mean, it's everything you want as a centre-forward. And Callum Bishop gets himself into a really good position. I mean, he's whipped it towards that centre spot, hasn't he? And you see Callum Bishop, he makes that run, he has the leap, great defending in the end, but it's an anxious finish to the game for Sunderland, and it should not be. They should have been out of sight, but they're hanging on at the moment. What a chance for the away team.
Yeah, what a chance indeed. We're into the last couple of minutes here Forward goes Murphy. A good foot in there from Dan Neal. We've been here at the Stadium of Light for a few games like this. We mentioned it before, where they dominate games and don't quite put them away. Well, it's 1-0 here, and we're into the final couple of minutes here at the Stadium of Light. But it's Portsmouth on the attack, looking for an equaliser. It goes quiet here. There could be a chance for the shot from the edge of the box. There is going to be a chance for a shot, and it comes in and it's straight at Patterson. It was Owen Moxon, the former Carlisle player, and he can strike a ball as well, but from 20 yards out. Gratefully for Sunderland, it's straight to Patterson, and it remains 1-0.
It's happening too many times, isn't it, Mark? Late goal against Stoke, a late equalising goal against Blackburn Rovers. Sheffield United had a big chance late on in the game to get an equalising goal. Anthony Patterson helped them out on that occasion. And that's two big chances for a side that have got 10 men. You would think it was Sunderland who were down to 10 men at the moment, because Portsmouth is certainly pushing for that equalising goal.
Well, we're into the last 60 seconds here. Portsmouth down to 10 after Pack was sent off with a quarter of the game to go. Hume intercepts a pass. Mayenda wants it played quickly. It is played quickly, but it's intercepted by Atkinson. It was risk and reward. The risk was on. They didn't get the reward, though. And here now come Portsmouth again, who are trying to nick a point here for that long, long journey home. Ball about to be played forward. O'Nien's touch is a good one. What's his second touch like? Not good enough. He's dispossessed. And now all of a sudden it is getting very edgy. All eyes on the touchline. Fourth official about to tell us how long. 4 added on minutes. There are 4 added on minutes here at the Stadium of Light as the ball skips away over on the far side. It's out for a Sunderland throw. And if they could take 4 minutes over this, they would do. 1-0 they lead, Mickey Gray. This is nervy, and as you said, it's a game that's been anything but nervy second half. Sunderland have dominated.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it should be really comfortable now, shouldn't it? You should have confident players, find themselves fourth in the table. They should be zipping the ball around. Just Portsmouth must be out on their feet, but they're just digging deep. They're finding some energy. I mean, I go back to that opportunity there for Colby Bishop. I mean, it's on a plate for him. Yes, it's good defending in the end, and Sunderland clear the lines, but my goodness, what a ball into the box. And it's the 10 men that are putting pressure on Sunderland at the moment. They look really nervy.
Yeah, they do. And this is maybe that little bit of a fragility about them. We've seen Leeds concede late goals in the last couple of games. Here now is Ogilvie, goes past his man, pokes it away, goes down in the box, but a good touch. Isidore plays a nice pass, and here now is Alexic racing over the halfway. Mayenda trying to get into the penalty area. Is he going to run in? He's going to square it here for Mayenda. Has a touch onto his left foot. Great block, really good defending, keeps him out. That was top quality defending from Portsmouth, and it's still 1-0 and forward they go now.
Oh, end to end now, isn't it? Brilliant from Riley Towler. I have to say, 1v1 with Mayenda in his own 18-yard box. Stood his ground, showed great feet, composure, got the challenge in at the perfect time on Mayenda. I mean, Sunderland have made Alexic, who came on there, made a great little run. I'm just thinking in my head, run it into the corner, but no, he plays it to Mayenda. I thought it was going to be 2-0, but that is fantastic defending.
Well, we've just seen Murphy on a bit of a run over halfway, and he's been upended by Meffam. It was, for me, he had to give the foul away, because if he goes past him, he's in towards goal, and Meffam is into the referee's notebook, and it's a set piece here. We've had 2 of the minimum 4. Sunderland trying to hold a high line here. It's 1-0 at the Stadium of Light. Portsmouth whip the ball in. Is it too straight? Bishop lunging at the far post, couldn't get anything on it. I think he might have actually clashed the post there as he tried to slide in. Anthony Patterson rather sportingly checked he was okay. Meffam hoists him to his feet. There's going to be a late change here. And Eliza Mayenda, his afternoon is over. And it's going to be Naziri Russin who'll come on, an attacker. Well, he had a big part, Mayenda, to play in the goal, Mickey. He had 2 big chances, one in the first half, he hit the side netting, and one in the second half. Probably didn't do a great deal wrong. It was more good defending, cleared it off the line.
Yeah, I have to say, I mean, it was brilliant defending, wasn't it? Because his first touch, Mayenda, was very good. He did try and work it onto his stronger left foot, and he did try and get his shot away, but got cleared away eventually and blocked. But yeah, I think he's had a decent day again, hasn't he, Mayenda? He's just gone off the pitch now, and Russin's come on, but he's certainly got something. He's got that spark when he's in that final third. He's a real threat. He's got an eye for goal. His end product's very good at times. But I think, yeah, you're right, Mark. At the moment, the last 5 or 10 minutes in the last 4 or 5 games from Sunderland, inexperience, a little bit nervy, I suppose, trying to get over the line. They'll grow with that, and it'll probably help them in the long run in their careers. But yeah, I mean, this game should have been a lot easier.
Yeah, well, I mentioned it. Leeds dropped points to Hull and Blackburn over the New Year period. It's happening all over. This division is frantic. It's the Championship. We're only in game day 26. There's another 20 rounds of this to come yet. Here's Alexic, tries to feed it in. Slides in. Has he given away a free kick? He has. We're inside the final few seconds of the minimum 4 added on. This is it for Portsmouth. It's one long ball forward, and that might do it. Regis Lebris appeals to the referee to blow his whistle. Ball forward. Ogilvie might get a chance here, edge of the area. It's laid back and it's hammered away. But still we play on. Sunderland thump it down to Schmidt, who's out of his area. He knocks it long. The referee's not even looked at his watch at the minute. Bishop wins the header. O'Nien thumps it downfield. Russing, he went after it. Just going to beat him. They're all talking to the referee. He says, no, we're playing on. We're playing on. It's 1-0 Sunderland here. Goalkeeper takes the throw-in. Still we go. Can Sunderland hold on here at the Stadium of Light? That's out for a throw-in far side. And the referee puts his whistle to his lips. He hasn't blown it yet, though. Portsmouth are going to get one more go here. This would be a smash and grab. 10-man Portsmouth. Referee's told him to go back and take it further up the line. They'll play it short. They want a chance to put the cross in Ogilvie. Ball hit out of play, and that is it. Sunderland do hang on. A game that they maybe should have won a little bit more comfortably than they did. Once Wilson Isidore put them in front, his 8th league goal of the season, 3 and 4 for him. He's flying at the moment. Sunderland in front, had a big chance towards the end of the first half. Mayenda set up the Isidore goal, fired into the side netting. There was a chance for Murphy at the other end. One he turned down and one he put just over. Then second half, well, it was pretty much all Sunderland. Portsmouth started brightly. Bishop had a chance that it headed wide after Patterson had played into trouble at the back. But after that, Marlon Pack sent off with a quarter of the game remaining. And from that point, it was all Sunderland. But try as they might, they couldn't get the ball in the back of the net. They had chance after chance. Mayenda had one cleared off the line somehow. And Schmidt made a couple of routine saves. Then at the end, Bishop had a header that maybe he could have done better with. But crucially for Sunderland, that unbeaten run at home continues, and it's another vital 3 points. They're just 2 points off the top 2, and they play Burnley at Turf Moor next in the Championship. For Portsmouth, their wait for an away win just goes on and on. They worked hard today, Portsmouth. I think the pack sending off probably did for them in the end, but I think Mousinho will see enough of that he thinks he can get the win on the road, Mickey. But today I think it's Sunderland's day, and all about them now. They are right in the mix for automatic now.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Mark. I think, there's certain periods of a season when you look back and you assess where you finished and where you maybe could have got yourself, whether it's in the playoff positions or actually in the 2 automatic spots. And I think this might be one of those games, certainly the last 15 minutes of it. And when Portsmouth went down to 10 men, they'd actually looked more of a threat. And Sunderland were hanging on, which they've certainly done over the last 3 or 4 weeks. Yes, at the end of the game against Sheffield United, lost the game at Stoke and drew at Blackburn Rovers. So it hasn't been a brilliant Christmas period, but the last couple of games, they've got over the line. They've picked up maximum points. They're keeping pressure on the sides above them. But I think overall, I think you'd certainly say that Sunderland deserved to win the game today. Isidore had some great chances. He scored a wonderful goal. Mayenda had big chances. O'Shea down this left-hand side as well was a bit of a threat. Just his end product let him down a little bit. But you come out the stadium, I think, a little bit of relief from the supporters. Thrilled to pick up 3 points, but not a polished performance. There's certainly room for improvement, but you keep that home run record going, unbeaten at home, and I think that's what counts for the home side.
Good stuff. Safe travels home, Mickey. Liverpool, Manchester United is goalless over on Talksport. You can follow that with Sam Matterface and all the goals as they go. A double header of action tomorrow night, live and exclusive from the Premier League. Wolves against Nottingham Forest with Adrian Durham, Sam Matterface and the England midfielder Danny Murphy. And here on Talksport 2, more of the Championship. Yes, it's bonkers, but you love it as much as we do. QPR Luton is live from 8 o'clock tomorrow night on Talksport 2. Hugh Rosencroft, Nigel Adley and the former Luton striker Sam Parker. Now, thanks to Mickey Gray, we'll have reaction to come across the Talksport network from this one. It's the NFL show with the excellent Nat Coombs to come. Week 18 of the NFL, more sporting madness. Stick around for that as well. Nat will take you all the way through it. Sunderland came today unbeaten at home, knowing a win would put them 2 points off the top two. Well, they've seen off Sunderland, but only just. Ends at the Stadium of Light. Sunderland 1, Portsmouth 0.